Oh wait, I'm live already. All right, here we go. We're gonna get the. We'll do the TikTok one in a second. Takes a while for people to come in. Get the cigar all prepped up, then we'll get going. So it's our Monday morning live. We're back to the mornings. It was a hectic week last week. I finally bought this place, so now the owner. So it was a big week for me last week, and figured I would just check in and show you guys that. And I'm actually wearing a manifestation right now. Is a t-shirt. Usually I'm dressed up, or I kind of try to dress somewhat nice, but I got this nice shirt from Race Car Randall on TikTok. If you go on TikTok and you want to watch anything about cars, motorcycles, or anything like that, Race Car Randall was my film partner / is and best friend. But he gave me this, and it clicked to me today. Since I had it on, I'm like, one of my affirmations is I always receive gifts and good things are always coming to me. So I got this really nice shirt from Race Car Randall. So thank you, Race Car. I believe he's going to be popping in here in a minute. Let's see. We'll light up the cigar and we'll get going. First, before I light it up, I want to just go through these notes that we have. Feel free on the rewatch to just start skipping forward. As you know, most of the beginning part is just me rambling, kind of getting my bearings. It would be nice to do it before, but as you guys know, I'm real. I show everything as it goes. And I do want to address a comment I got on an older video about SP manifestation. And if I could take a look at the moment, that's not what I need. This is the one. About SP manifestation that I want to go through. And I've got the video topics for this week. You guys have already saw some videos. I got 3 more chambered up and ready to go. So let's just take a look at the channel real quick. It's not really morning. It's 12:20. So we're right in the middle of the day. I'm also going to put a link to Muscular Mystic. It's another thing where I'm posting more fitness, a little bit of comedy, and then also manifestation stuff and just general life advice, positivity. So let's see. We'll start out with the comment, I guess, since I'm already going to be over here. At least the robotic affirming video, it's doing pretty well. 30 views nearly in 3 hours, so pretty good. And then we did one about affirmations this week and gratitude the day before. So I will address this comment because I've addressed this comment before, but seeing as somebody had to leave it, it's on one of my very first videos, which was how to manifest your SP back. I did it 5 times, or something like how I manifest my SP back 5 times, it's called. So I've got that video up there. I didn't know when I made the channel I would even be around this long. I didn't know any of that stuff was going to happen, but people wanted to keep seeing me, and the mystic became a thing. Anyway, the gentleman here writes, 5 times is wild, bro. Let her go. Dead face, laughing, crying, laughing, crying, laughing, crying. Fair enough. Fair assertion, fair assumption. And then I also get other comments in the past too, and I don't take them as hate comments or anything like that. I take these comments as people who are genuinely asking, because some things I've taken wrong in the comments, but that's another thing too. It could lead into SP stuff. But taking a comment the wrong way or taking a statement the wrong way, your perception gives it everything. Now, this just could be a gentleman I've seen people use emojis wrong. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen. What's up, brother? How you doing, Eric? So I've seen people use emojis wrong. I've seen people misinterpret messages. I've misinterpreted messages. And for the sake of this, I'm assuming that the gentleman didn't mean it from the best case, but he watched a video on how to manifest an SP back 5 times, which I believe is like a 15-minute video. So you gave me 15 minutes of your time, brother. So I appreciate it. Hopefully it helped you, because obviously you're clicking on that video because you're missing an SP and you're looking for hope and grabbing at straws. Well, I've done it 5 times or more now. And to answer the question that he left and other people have asked me in the past, why would you want someone who you have to keep manifesting back that many times? And I've thought about it. I've thought about why I wanted my SP and everything I went through with her in that time. And I'll break it down. One, Reverend Ike mentions it and a lot of other people. And I've seen it in clients. And I've seen it live with clients. I've had clients who started manifesting one SP and left that SP and went on to a new one, but now they're having the same problems with the that they had with the one before. What's the number one factor? Your thoughts and assumptions play a part in both of those. So you can find someone who's completely different, but then all of a sudden they morph into that other person. It's because you're holding negative thoughts and assumptions on someone or about a certain situation, such as a relationship. So it doesn't matter who the other person is. If you're not healed and you're not mentally at that point of a good self-concept where nothing phases you, then yeah, you're going to struggle to maintain that new SP or old SP or anybody. So that's something that I think is very important, and that's why I decided to work it out with that SP. I could have went to a new SP, but guaranteed the same problems would have arose. Because when I met this SP, she was completely different than the woman before. Then she slowly became exactly like her and worse as my assumptions got worse, which meant the cycle repeated itself, which means that the only factor was something in me that was creating those events. And then seeing that you could negatively affect and change your 3D world and the people in it led me down the path that you could positively influence it. And then again, why did it go to 5 times? What was the determining factor I found? I couldn't hold a good self-concept and a strong self-concept to believe I deserved that. Or I would, and it would be for a long enough time where things are going good, and I would slip, and you would see the slips and the cracks. And I always tried to report back to you guys as much as I can, but I didn't want to reaffirm negativity or negative beliefs. But there are a few people who I'm close with on the channel that, like, such as Inked, who I talk to on a daily basis, almost, and she was able to see more of the slips and cracks where my self-concept was wavering, and that's where having a manifesting partner or a coach comes in handy, because they're able to identify things that you can't identify. Because sometimes we're so close to a situation we can't tell it. Just like when you're working out, you don't know that you're getting in better shape. Other people see and notice and let you know the results because you're seeing it every day, so it's very hard to tell the difference. So to answer that gentleman's question, if I didn't solve my relationship limitations and barriers with my SP, then they would have certainly repeated into another relationship, I believe. Could be a limiting belief, but it's something that was common that I found in this what do you call it? Spirituality community, even all the way back to Reverend Ike's time and Neville's time, where they talk about you get the same relationship with a different person, or you get and then like Robert Zink used to say, you're getting a new relationship with the same person when you're manifesting them back. So I've had many new relationships with the same person, which was all my manifestation stuff. I'm looking at spam email or spam text message that I was playing around with, laughing about. So you got to make the best out of all little situations, right? Something funny, find comedy in life. But before we even get into the video, I did want to address that. The reason that it took 5 times for me to manifest that SP back or more, and you guys saw the struggling even while doing this channel, was I couldn't hold a good self-concept. And like I said, I've seen people go to new SPs already, and they're happy and things are good. Now all of a sudden their patterns repeat. It's because the determining factor is you, and you need to fix and heal yourself and keep your self-concept strong in order to maintain that and feel worthy of the money, the life, the people, and the circumstances that you want. If you don't feel worthy of it, you can get it and fake it till you make it, and do all the techniques to get it. It's easy to visualize, manifest, and bring something into your reality. To hold it is the hard part. YouTube never tells me about your lives. I have my notifications on too. I don't know why the fuck they're doing that. Maybe they're trying to ban the cigar man. Thank you, you too. You're a kind person. I am Sophia. What should I call you? This is a spam message, and I've been going back and forth with it. Me and my buddy looked it up. It's like very obviously a spam message. I did have a comedy idea for that at one point too. Back when I would match with bots on dating apps back in the day years ago, I was screenshotting all of the weird conversations that happened. I was going to do a comedy series on that. But anyway. It's Monday. It's a good day. We got a good cigar. We got the live stream. I've got videos prepped already and chambered for the week. I got some topics I want to talk about. I wanted to address that one. And again, I might repeat it later on. But yeah, there was a reason I chose to manifest that particular person back so many times. I don't know what's up with YouTube, but I can't even see you. It's just a black screen. Let's see. Webcam. Mitzi, try like closing it out and getting back on, maybe see if that changes. Eric, are you seeing the same thing? Eric, are you also seeing just a black screen? Okay, you could see me. Maybe if you're on a computer, Mitzi, maybe try to go to a computer and see, or if you still got one of the iPods from back in the day or an iPad or whatever, if you're Android, see if maybe that works. I don't know. Eric's having problems because he can't get the notifications for this, and then Mitzi's not seeing that. Technical difficulty, but all bad things are good things. We're going to learn something from this. Let me see the YouTube Creator app. I see your comment too, Mitzi. Oh, I think she just left. All right, we're gonna go on TikTok too right now. We're gonna go live there, and then I'll just reiterate the story. Anybody who's gonna rewatch this on, okay, perfect. So Mitzi could see me, Eric could see me. You're both here right now. Perfect. So we got all of 2 viewers. Perfect. I've been spotty with how I'm doing these lives anyway. I'm trying to get more consistent on this stuff, but I'm gonna go live on TikTok as well. TikTok's hit or miss. Usually we don't get nothing, but I'm going to repeat the story too because I think Mitzi missed it, and I think Eric, you may have only picked up the second half, and that'll be good for the people on TikTok to see too. Let's see. This thing is like, I don't like it. It's kind of unstable. Let me try to do it like this. Okay, that should work. Now I got all the comments on like the same general area. Manifesting chat. That's a good name for it. Oh, you know what? Let me put a background on this mother. Green screen. Sorry, guys. We're experiencing some difficulties, but we'll make it work. You guys got any questions for the week or anything? Let me see. Where's the picture of? I'm just trying to find a good picture to put in the background. Oh, there we go. Put the Mystic logo in the back. There we go. All right. So now we're going to go live on TikTok too. We're either going to get spammed with a bunch of viewers or not have many viewers, or they might see this and might ban me. But TikTok's always coming for my cheeks. Anyway, let's see. It's funny. I say a joke like that, and then here's Randolphus Maximus that said TikTok's always coming for my cheeks. So Mitzi says, I think it's because I was watching the robotic video and then I jumped on the live. Okay, so you did get the notification that I was going live. See, Eric didn't get it. But okay, the important part is it's working now. We actually got good audio today. We got the TikTok up and running. And now I can chat because I'm on the computer. You couldn't chat off the computer, Randy? It says, and then other than visualizing, what's your favorite technique? Honestly, Mitzi, you put me onto the ask formations because I saw your success with ask formations. So I kind of liked it. I was kind of going with, the ask formations a little bit. And then I like the affirmations now. I was never an affirming guy, but like I said, I've been playing around with affirmations and I've had a lot of success with them lately. So that shit lit up. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the affirmations. Like my go-to is always visualizing. But if I'm gonna teach stuff, and which I've been teaching things, and I've had success with affirmations in the past. Now doing those robotic ones, I'm like fucking killing the game, so I'm loving it. That, and then I wanted to get into, everyone's talking about sleep tracks and stuff. I don't use them as sleep tracks, but I'm making custom affirmation tapes, which I was thinking about making one for the channel too, so you guys can listen to it to go to sleep or where you're driving or whatever. And I just try to make them like general for people, whether they want to do, what do you call it? Whether they want to do, general affirming for life or for SP or for whatever. So I'm kind of liking affirmations. Thank you, Randall. Race Car Randall now over here in the live boosting us up. And then once I'm going to answer all these questions, and then we'll move into like what I was talking about before in the beginning. I think Eric's really the only one who caught any of that. Any new manifestations you've had lately? I did talk about the one in the last video when it came down to this is the way. I just realized too, Randy, you're on both of these right now. Speaking of new affirmation or new successes, one of them clicked today. So it all depends. Like I said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, right? So start looking for the blessings in life that you already have. Along with my affirming and stuff like that, one of my scripting things where I just wrote down something I wanted to manifest was I received gifts, I received money, blah, 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 all this stuff. One of the ones was I'm always receiving gifts. People want to give me things. Well, I'm wearing a gift right now from Randolphus, Race Car Randall on TikTok. He gave me this shirt out of the clear blue. I went to go to his daughter. I was going to miss his daughter's birthday, so I brought her her gift. And then he's like, you know what? I was going to sell this. Me and him do some stuff on the side where we go to resale shops and try to make some cash like that. He comes over, gives me this. So I appreciate him. He knows I'm a Star Wars guy. So thank you, Randall. But that was one that came to fruition there. And then actually with the robotic affirming, like I said, I was just playing around with it. And I chose to focus on a time crunch and stuff. It's in the robotic affirming video, and I talked about it in the last live. But if you watch it today, I posted it earlier. My successful robotic affirming for, Lily SP, the one that you guys know about. I just chose it because I felt in the Halloween spirit. I wanted to manifest her back on Halloween or by Halloween, just like I did 2 years ago. But I'm like, let me prove a time crunch again, but let me use a technique that's out of my wheelhouse, which is robotic affirming and there's affirmations in general. That came to fruition. Then I kind of detached and let go even more because, like I said, I'm kind of enjoying just being single right now and doing my own shit and working on this channel and getting in shape. And, I bought this place. I got a lot of stuff going on where I was kind of content with, being single and just being friends with benefits, whatever. And all the things I was affirming for started rolling in with her, like certain things she would say. And then I was thinking too, it was just like, I feel like we're going to spend the holiday. And this was not even it's an affirmation, but it's kind of an ask-formation, or it is kind of a general assumption with no feelings attached to it, saying stuff like, me and her are going to be spending the holidays together and stuff like that. Or I feel like we are. And it wasn't even something I really wanted. It's just like, I feel it. Just like when you might have a negative assumption on something, such as you might have the negative assumption that they're going to, like, a person's going to cheat or they're going to leave or whatever. You have that negative assumption and you just feel it. It's just an assumption. I just kept saying, I feel like I'm going to be spending the holidays with her. She's got all this holiday stuff planned and she's already inviting me to be part of it. She wants to spend the night over there more. She was asking me to help out with stuff at her house. She was talking about coming over here more and helping me fix stuff around here. And it's funny because it's all detached and I've let go from it, and it's a lot easier to manifest. I got to shout out Race Car again. He's fucking putting the team on his back on TikTok. He brought 1,000 likes by himself, single thumbed. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know why. They're just trying to suppress the manifesting knowledge over here. But YouTube, we still got everybody. Other than visualizing, I'm really liking the affirmations. I used to like scripting a lot though too, Mitzi. That's another one I go to is scripting because I love writing, so it's easy for me there. Because it's like I feel like I'm writing a movie script, or I feel like I have more control that way. And that's where you bridge passions and art and your passions for life and art into manifesting, and you make it fun. For me, it's fun to write. It's fun to tell stories. So why not take a negative story in life and turn it into a positive one with what I want to do. That's why I started writing a film loosely based on stuff that was manifesting related. So that's like another way. And actually Bashar talks about that too, writing and directing and filming an actual movie that's not super Hollywood budget or whatever, but to make yourself feel like you're creating your own life story, doing something to feel like you're doing something to get something. All right. Any new manifestations you've had? Yeah. So like I said, Eric, that was kind of something that was new and unexpected and out of the blue. I always talk about saving money, making money, this and that. I wound up paying even less than I thought I was going to pay on the down payment for this place. It is just little money things have come to fruition. Every time I'm hitting the slot machine, I'm winning. Just little stuff like the usual. The next thing I'm aiming for now is just to grow this channel as big as we can, to go full time into this. And I'm saying that's a goal, but I haven't chosen the technique I'm going to use on it. I found a way to persuade myself, because I will admit on here now, but like I said, I called out before that me and SP would spend Halloween weekend together, and we did. I did that 5 weeks in advance. So right now I will call it out with bold, brazen impotence that I will be doing this full time within the next year. Though my limiting belief and fears tell me that it's not possible, because I had tried to make it online with other passions in the past and failed at that. But even today, I posted something on my comedy channel. Racecar made a video for me too, where he edited together some old footage that we had. That was another thing, actually. I kept saying, I need an editor. Racecar offered to edit videos and help out with Mystic and other channel stuff to just for a reduced rate than somebody actually who's like a professional editor, because obviously me and him are not. It's just our passion. But it was something that came into fruition. I kept thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful if I had an editor? And all of a sudden now my best friend comes in here with that. Let's see. My phone couldn't put my Mac. This is the way. Just tuned in. Good to see you too, John. Welcome in, brother. Starting the Mystic from 2 views is godly. Started the Mystic at 2 views is godly. I observed it happen. He called it, and he was at my house visiting while I've been injured. And the manifestation with SP and content. Yeah, it did. And what was I doing? I was bitching about SP too. I was saying, I'm like, you know what, bro? Fuck it. Like, even though I was detached and I didn't really care, and I said, whatever happens with it, happens with it. But you saw, and I was like, it's Halloween weekend, and what did we say? I said, I'm supposed to be the mystic. Everything I say comes to reality. I was kind of repeating all my affirmations. Everything I say comes to my reality. But I didn't make it this time. And then I talked about the story on Valentine's Day, where I visualized spending Valentine's with my SP, and then I wound up manifesting her back a week or 2 after Valentine's. But the next year, we spent it in exactly the same way I pictured it: white carpet, which is whitish tan, whatever I have here at my own place, which was another different assumption I had. I'd have my own place. I visualized this type of condo because that's what she wanted to live in, but I was just picturing it when she would tell me her dream. So I'm visualizing things and they're coming into fruition. So 1 year later, hold on, I think they're about to hit you guys with ads. I'm gonna skip them because I'm on a roll. And then what do you call it? And then I pictured it by a fireplace. I wound up having a fireplace in my own place. So everything came into fruition a full year later, but it was still the same thing and felt no different. But anyway, yeah, Racecar was with me. We were at his house chilling. He's been injured. So I go in there, check in on him. It's a Friday night. I'm like, and he's like, hey, you may have lost the battle, but not the war. You're still the mystic, blah, blah, blah. He's pumping me up. Then we're playing video games, smoking cigars, laughing, having a good time, detaching, still believing that you're a successful manifestor, still believing I can do anything I want, still believing it's not over. Bing, text message. One of my other assumptions is every time SP drinks, she thinks of me. But I've gotten a drunk text like that one other time, and we got back together. And as you guys know, I'll go into this other thing about how many times getting back together with somebody 5 times or 6 times or whatever it is. Meaning, once again, there's no limitations. You could do whatever you want in this world. There's nothing stopping you. There's no circumstance in the way that could stop you. But anyway, we're going through all that, and it was like one of my assumptions. He texted me one other time when she was drunk, and boom, we get back together. I'm sitting there with him. You hear ding, and then he's like, bro, what did I just tell you? That's he goes, that's your manifestation. I'm like, holy shit, bro. And then me and her are going back and forth, and it led into that whole story, and it played off with the robotic affirming too. So just like I told you guys, within 5 weeks, I was going to manifest it by that specific day. So I did it on a time crunch. I did it with a technique I usually don't use to manifest, which once again, proving every technique works if you believe it works. And even if you don't fully believe it works, like I said, I went into that half-cocked that didn't fully believe I would manifest that particular thing by that time, but it still happened. And then to answer the question about manifesting an SP back more than one time, yes, it could be done. And I received a comment on my first video that was really popular, was about manifesting an SP back. I'm trying to balance now because I see I got viewers over here, so I'm trying to like go between you guys. So basically, the one guy said, he goes, "Wow, bro, manifest her back 5 times. LOL. Why not just leave at this point?" And it's like I said before. Now that we have more viewers, I'll be able to tell the story a little bit better, so everyone could hear it. And then if you're on YouTube, you'll rewatch it later on if you need it. But the point is, Reverend Ike talked about this, and Neville talked about it too. And even Robert Zink touched on it. That's like a lot of the people in the beginning that I learned from. So one of the things that Reverend Ike said was, he goes, "How many of you have been in the same relationship with a different person 5, 6 times?" And it's true. So whatever, like so many people on this channel, you started manifesting your SP, you were receiving movement, or you received your SP, and then you said, "I don't want them." You went to a new SP, and then that SP is a clean slate. You feel good. But then all of a sudden the same problems start arising with that SP. And it's like, why am I having the same relationship issues? I found someone who's better, right? Well, you're having it because what's the common denominator? Yourself and your self-concept. So your belief system is projecting that. And in the good positive news to that is, if you could see them change for the worst, you could see them change for the best. So that's why I chose to stick it out with that SP for so long, and to keep manifesting her back, and to keep seeing and testing the law. And look, even now, where I don't want a relationship, I'm still able to manifest her back as soon as I drop my thoughts into it, going from no contact back to that, or saying a specific event and spending time with her at a certain time. It can be done. So that was one reason, because I don't want that pattern to repeat somewhere else. So you might as well squash the problem right when it arises. Just like anything else in life, as soon as a problem shows up, you settle that fucking problem right there and squash it. Next reason for manifesting that SP was I wanted to prove the law to myself, and doing it so many times, I was trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Why am I losing her so many times? So I discovered it was self-concept. I needed to boost my self-concept. I needed to squash this, because if I was ever going to be in a relationship with someone else, that would carry over. It was a belief of mine. Could be limiting, but that's what other people found in their research too on this. So that's the main reason I stuck it out for so long. And on top of that, if you love somebody and you don't want to give up on them, don't give up on them. And number 2, if you watch that video and you got time to comment, you should have there through a fucking 15-minute video just to drop a comment at the end, because you're butthurt and sour because you didn't get your SP back yet, bro. So if it was a hate comment, chupa me pito. Did I say that right, race car? Still learning my Spanish. But that's also another thing. You might not know if it's, I've received stuff I thought were hate comments, and then I wound up coaching the people later on, and it was not meant to be that way. So the way you perceive something, you might be misinterpreting something every time. Because like I said, when you change your perception and the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's really a true thing. I've changed the way I look at things sometimes and realize, holy shit, like this is really, like, it's different. It feels different because I'm changing my perception of it. That changes my feeling state of it. And then the way things are perceived and happen wind up to be different too. So thoughts create reality. We'll chalk it up to that. But that's to answer that question, because I've had a couple people bring it up. Why'd you manifest her back 5 times? And it's because I didn't want to carry that over, and I would rather squash it there and really put the law to the test. Because and then that's what made me become a teacher. So I would never became a teacher if I didn't believe you could manifest them back even once. That'll go on 5 times, because I always said, like, I'm like, all right, if I manifest her back, then this time I'll be a coach. And then this thing is just fucking rattling and shaking because this fucking desk was made in fucking China for 2 cents. But anyway, we're going to take the positive and roll with it. Anyway, I'm all over the place today. Very true. We're not perfect, mere humans. In the long run, individuals really see who is there for them, and in the distance, the heart grows fonder and is extended. Yes, sir. And that's like the real world explanation to it too. And then there's like the mystical explanation is your thoughts are creating it. He said the Rosetta Stone is strikingly sharp. Think of all the things we manifest daily, more than 5 times somewhat. It's even a person or other things we all do. Actually, that's a good point, and I want to make a video on that. I'm glad you brought that up, because it was a top. Sorry, I got to get this thing out of my mouth. That's a topic me and you talked about the other day too. When you think about it, everything we ever wanted, we have manifested. Everything we got. That's my note. Always. So when you think about it, we've always gotten everything we've ever wanted in life. Really break it down. Sometimes it took longer, so long that you forgot that it was something that you desired at one point. But we've always, God in the universe has always provided everything we ever wanted. Like, I completely forgot about writing down that, I received gifts until I was driving and to go pick up my meals today. You guys know it's kind of a long ride for me to go pick them up. And I'm driving, brainstorming what we're going to film and talk about today. Next thing you know, I realized the shirt I have on and the compliments SP was giving me. I was with SP again this weekend. So the comments she was making on the shirt, how it fits me, how it looks good, this and that. And then I remembered Race Car gave me this. And I was like, holy shit, like it was a gift. So that was something that clicked. We manifest all the time. And it was not necessarily, it was not something I was looking for. I didn't even know the shirt existed. But it's a small little example of something I wrote down that I didn't believe fully that, I was going to get, like receiving gifts all the time and shit like that. So we're manifesting stuff all the time. What was the other things? If I go through my mini manifestation list, it's in the orange book, which is not in the room. But I've done that on live before. You go through the mini manifestations, you forget about them. It's like, man, I manifested that. But you forget sometimes that you did. So in the end, we've always received everything we've ever wanted. You said even the bad. Yeah, we do. Even the bad stuff because we're expecting it. We're visualizing it. We're thinking about it. And more bad things come into our reality, but more good things come into our reality. So everything you want, good, bad, or indifferent, will appear. And sometimes, like I said, when it's bad, it's going to slap you in the face and you're going to be surprised. Where the hell did that come from? But then this gratitude comes in too. When you get surprised with something good, you don't react the same way as when you get surprised with something bad. Something bad shakes you and rattles you. And it's like, oh man, I'm fucked. Why did this happen? But little did you know, the good things are appearing too that you forgot that you started manifesting. My package is 8 stops away. But anyway, that's another point. That was a good point that Race Car brought up because that's something that we needed to talk about. And I want to make a video on this week. If people don't laugh at your manifestations and dreams, they're not big enough. It will all come. Yes, sir. I mean, you know how many people counted me out when, there's not a lot of people know that I'm the mystic in the real world besides you, a couple other friends in my family. But it was funny because right before I was offering coaching for a while at this point, and I had some clients here and there, but I was doing it for free at the time. Then right around the time I started charging for coaching because I was just getting overwhelmed with people. I had to put some kind of price on it, and I was getting emotionally, like, not to sound like a bitch, but like emotionally drained on the shit sometimes because, I'm investing myself into other people's issues. And then on top of that, I'm reconnecting with negative traumatic stuff from my past to make a relationship and connection and bond with the people who I'm coaching and give them hope. But I got to go back into those dark places to show you I was there and now I'm here. But that was one time I started charging for coaching, and I didn't even remember that I had that because there was no clients at that particular time. And my dad said something to me about, he was mad and we're arguing about something, and he goes, hey, because you guys know I tried doing comedy and acting and all these other things. He goes, oh yeah, keep playing around online from the guy who hasn't made a fucking dime online. But literally after that, that was an affirmation too. I didn't even visualize anything. I just said, I'm going to make a lot of money being a coach, and I'm going to break away from my day job. And he said that when I was still working that last job, and you guys know I didn't like that last one. And I just said, I'm going to break away from this job. And I did wind up leaving that job. So did everything. Sometimes you don't make that connection. Everything did come to me. I wound up leaving that job for an even better, easier one. But the next thing you know, I was being bombarded with people actually willing to pay, and I was getting clients, and things were going really good for me. And I think it was like after I made $1,000 on there with coaching, and that's when I was coaching even cheaper than I am now. I had to throw it out and be like, pretty good for the guy who ain't made a fucking dime. So I don't know. There's a good little story that, yeah, like you said, people counted me out too, like the few people who knew what I was doing with this. And then I've even done a couple lives on the comedy without them banning me for like more than, usually I get banned in the first couple minutes for saying something out of pocket. But no one, like I made some money with that, not a couple bucks or whatever, but a couple bucks is more than a fucking dime. And I said I would make money online, and I did. It's not enough to fully walk from a day job, but I do okay here and there. If I need money, I got it. And like Bashar says, oh yeah, by the way, we're sponsored today. One thing Bashar said, the definition of abundance, the ability to do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. That's the real definition of abundance. It's not necessarily money. You want to go travel somewhere. Maybe somebody buys you a ticket. Look at Neville going to Barbados. Somebody bought him a ticket. His brother bought him the ticket to go to Barbados when that was his desire and he had no cash. He didn't require money to go, but he felt abundant and felt like he had it, even though he was struggling, and Abdullah kept him in check, and he still succeeded in that manifestation. It doesn't always require money. It requires feeling of abundance and power already. Yo, so similar to my SP. I absolutely take it as a huge bird before land. There is literally an uncanny resemblance. Or who's uncanny resemblance? Me or your SP? Me and your SP are uncanny, or your SP and my SP are uncanny resemblance in terms of their personalities? Because I've had a lot of people say, "Man, I can relate." Your SP looks like me. Oh, well, he's a handsome guy, but take him off the fucking pedestal. You got to get up there on that pedestal. It's wild. People will put anyone down with a dream because they're not man or woman enough to follow their own dreams. Yeah, that's true too. And that's one of the other things too. And like, if everyone is you pushed out, this is why I came to term with people hating on you too, is if everyone is you pushed out, you should unconditionally love everyone and everything. If we're go into here, I got the Star Wars shirt on from you. Thank you, Randy. But we'll go into a Star Wars reference. Star Wars and manifesting are very similar. The Force and the universe are very similar. It's also a force. We're connected with everyone and everything. There's living, like, what do they call it? The midichlorians in Star Wars. Everything is alive and everything is working out in your favor if you choose to believe it is. If you choose to believe everyone and everything and all the circumstances in the world are supporting you on your mission, they'll be fine. Sometimes you need those haters to give you that fire inside you to achieve your goals. And they're just an aspect of you reaffirming at that moment something negative and shitty, to show you, okay, this is where my thoughts are now. I take this as feedback. I take an SP saying a bad thing to me as feedback of where I am mentally, and just buckle down and persist harder. He's not on a pedestal, I am. There you go. Love it. That's the self-concept we want. We're going to build up these self-concepts. I posted a really good self-concept one on Muscular Mystic over on TikTok, but I'm going to probably repost it on here and on the TikTok for Mystic Manifesting later on. I do believe it's recycled footage from a video I've already posted, though, to be honest. We get a lot of cream and sugar in here, so I like the little chunky sugar at the bottom. That's why you see me. Why you see me deep throating that straw sometimes. All right, let's stay focused. Why is it every time I do a live stream, this computer hits me with the most? This is an assumption I have too. So watch your assumptions. Everything is an assumption. You always have a belief in everything. But I believe that this loud-ass motherfucking computer with its obnoxious binging is going to scream at me with some group chat or some bullshit every time. And now it's just a group chat with fucking memes coming up in the corner screaming. Cheers, King. You're definitely more handsome. You're definitely the more handsome doppelganger. Well, thank you, sir. Let me just riz you up a little. You know something I just realized, somebody brought up to me that I had, my license says brown. I've always assumed brown colored eyes, but I see it here. They're green. I'll do the Shaq face again. What's it called? Aurora did make a while back, and I never used it as a thumbnail, but Aurora did make me a thumbnail where I did the Shaq when all your manifestations hit. So I noticed that the other day, and it was something. I had a lot of visualizations looking deep into SP's eyes, and SP's best friend pointed out to her. She goes, "Do you not realize that he has got green eyes?" And she goes, "They're brown." And then I had to take a look over there and look her right in the eye. She goes, "Oh my God, look at that." That situation of her noticing my eye color led to a visualization I had of me looking deep into her eyes in a romantic sense while we were drinking. So everything is supporting you. Like, everything and everyone is always supporting you. And it's so easy to just jump to the negative that nothing is supporting you, nothing's working out, and to fall into that depression feeling. And it's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to feel negative at times. We're human. That's what we do. We just can't dwell in it. Like Neville said, the states never change. The states are like cities, and we're on a road trip and we're just traveling. So we can be in the state of depression. We can stop there. It's not a very nice place to vacation, but we could stop there. They got a nice little park bench. We'll enjoy that park bench for a little bit. But then we gotta go to the state of abundance. Roll on through to the next city, and we'll be abundant over there. Thirsty big fella. And then Mitzi says, "Period. One day I must join the Mystic on live. Such great advice. You guys have no idea how proud I am to have this man as my best friend. I'm lucky. Well, I'm lucky to have you as my best friend too, brother. We've come a long way in 7 years. I'll tell you a story too. This is kind of manifesting, but kind of like life, like positivity in life, of the story of how I met Randy. So at 19 years old, I was going through a really bad depression. From 18 to 22, I was living in the state of depression. Race car knows I don't want to say the word, but because I might get banned for saying the word, but I was at a point where I wanted to call the game over at 19 years old. And that's around the time I met him. I was praying for a miracle every day. I thought maybe I would get cast in a movie. I thought maybe my acting career would take off. I thought maybe something was going to pull me out of this state. I was looking on the outside, like Reverend Ike says, you're praying to a bye-bye pie in the sky God for someone to please, please, please help me, help me, help me, instead of just feeling that state, asking prayer as though you have already received it and shall be yours. I wasn't doing that. I was learning manifesting at this time. I found about manifesting when I was 16. It was 3 years later. I only knew Law of Attraction and The Secret. So I'm fucking around with it, trying to be positive. But if you don't know how to manifest the right way and you just sit there trying to be positive, you don't know about searching for every little thing. If the people in this group chat are watching, because I know sometimes you guys are, could you please stop? Thank you. Anyway, when Race Car met me, I was hoping for a miracle and stuff. I kept trying to be positive. And then actually this would be a time of more, it wasn't really visualizing back then, but visualizing is my go-to method, and it's what helped me the most, because it just felt natural for me, that and the scripting. But at this time, I wasn't doing any conscious manifesting technique. I just kind of kept saying, things are going to turn around, things are going to turn around. And then I was like, I just need to find more friends in film. And it was a focus I had. I need more friends in film. So I took an acting class. I made some friends there. I didn't stay in touch with any of them. I did a couple student films. They weren't going nowhere. And I was just like, man, I just want maybe I need to make my own projects because nothing's really going right. And in my day job, it's the trades. So you get treated like we'll call it what it is. In the trades, they call you a bitch or bitch boy or whatever, especially because you're usually young when you're starting out and a teenager right out of high school. The old guys treat you like fucking garbage. It's like, go get the water, bitch. Go get this, bitch. And then if you talk back or you fight them, then you're in trouble. And they'll call. It's a union thing, so they'll call a union on you. Like if you get into a physical altercation with them, which has happened, apprentices did do that. So it was a very rough point in my life. I hated that job. I still do it, and I don't hate it anymore. I'm grateful for it. I take the gratitude I find because there's a reason I'm there. Every time I'm somewhere I don't want to be, I ask myself, why am I here? What can I learn? What am I learning in this situation? Because obviously there's something I need to learn here to go somewhere else. Or obviously this is supporting me some way. When you start looking at everything is supporting you, you feel a lot better. But at that time, I didn't know that. So I was going through a rough patch. There was a time where I used to take the train to work, and in Chicago at that time, getting off work, the train is a fucking sardine can, and it's fucking miserable. People smell like shit. You're fucking crammed in there. You're falling asleep standing up, and I was breaking my balls working. So I was ultimately depressed at that point. A lot of times I'd be so tired I'd fall asleep on the platform and fall when the train was coming. That was where my mental state was. But those little bit of affirmations, I'm telling them, if you're in that state, get the fuck out of that state because you'll be fine. Look where I am 7 years later. Not where I want to be fully in life, but in a lot better place. Even a year from there, I was going through all this depression and shit. They told me, go get the water, bitch. And it's like, you got to hold back, not breaking someone's jaw. I'm losing weight at that time because I wasn't working out. I go to get I go to grab the water, and Race Car was a security guard there, and I was the engineer. I had to go in the storage room to get the big case of water, grab the case of water. We had these keys with the fob. You scan the fob to get in and out of stuff. I grab it and it starts falling. I drop my keys and the fob breaks. I'm like, motherfucker, fucking bitch. And I'm just throwing stuff. And I'm like, I'm having a fucking full on breakdown. Like, that's where I discovered what panic attacks were. I used to have panic attacks bad over there, like full on Tony Soprano, like getting ready to pass out. There was times I was sitting in hallways, like seeing stars and stuff, nearly blacking out. So I was in a really bad place, but all that kind of kept me going was trying to stay positive, the affirmations, finding that one thing that kept me here on this planet. And that's when I see the door open. I'm like, great, here comes some jerk off to fucking tell me it's the security guard. Some jerk off's gonna tell me stop throwing shit. I'm like, I'll fight with this guy and I'm gonna go in there and whoop their ass over there. Like, I was just pissed. He's like, hey, how you doing? Having a hard time or whatever? I don't even remember the exact thing. He picks up, because I got your keys, picks them up. I'm like, thanks. I'm like, they're fucking busted now. Great. Now I got to hear about that shit. He's like, no problem. I'll fix it. He goes, you want to drop that water off and come back? And then I'm like, sure. I drop the water off. I ignore the guys in the shop. I think there was only one guy there at the time. I go into the office. I'm standing in the doorway waiting for him to finish. I'm like, come on, dude, fucking hurry up. Like, I'm not here for it. I'm not having it. And then Randall is a very good guy when it comes to being a people person. So all my manifestation, everything is supporting me right now at this point, but I'm not seeing it because I'm just enraged. I'm only looking for negative. I want to find bad. Race car goes, he goes, how you doing? I'm like, I'm miserable. I fucking hate this job. I'm probably about to quit. Like, I did wind up quitting. After he left the job, I left too, like a couple weeks after. But I was just like, I'm like, I don't want to do this. He's like, well, what do you want to do with your life? He goes, you seem like a young guy. And I'm like, yeah, I just want to fucking make movies and be in films, but I got no connections or nothing. He's like, bro, really? Me too. He goes, I just bought this camera, the C100. 7 years later, it's still right here. The case that he found for it is what's my footrest right now. He goes, yeah, I want to make films too. And I'm like, really? What kind of films do you like? When we had all the same movies in common. Then we start talking about stuff. And next thing you know, me and Race Car are best friends. We're talking about we do need to use this damn camera. But we start talking about everything. Oh, hold on, they're about to hit you guys with ads. Turn them off. Look, I get in the flow of the story. I'm passing up. We don't need the funds. We need to tell the good story. So anyway, long story short, we wound up hitting it off when we became like best friends at work. Whatever day, I was excited to go to work on the days he was there because we would just fuck around all day. I would disappear from my guys. He was the only guy on shift, and we would just go run around, hide. I'd go with him on all his work. He'd come with me on mine. We'd talk about films. We'd write ideas. We'd write scripts. We'd be sending each other texts back and forth. So 7 years ago, right when I was ready to check out, this man came into my life, and that's why I owe him the world and why he's always got my back and I got his. Same thing, I slipped back into that point again around 22 years old. I was still in that depression always, but having friends like him, Mitch, I know sometimes Mitch comes on here, my other friend Josh, my brother, like, you guys are the ones who kept me around. And then I was at a point where like none of that stuff was making me happy still. Like, even though you guys were there, I'm here because of you guys, but I just was so depressed in life. Who's the next person that shows up? SP shows up in my life. And that was where another reason I kept manifesting her back. And the very reason I chose to not give up on her was because of the same reason I don't give up on my friends and my family, no matter how much we get into arguments and stuff. I don't think me and Race Car may have had disagreements, but never full-blown arguments or anything. But like relationships with male-female dynamic will tend to be more like that because of jealousy and insecurity and stuff like that. You don't get insecure with your friends. Like, oh, you have another friend? Didn't know a guy like that. Race Car knows who he is too. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. No one else. But you don't want to bring that into a relationship or a friendship or anything. But yeah, all these years later, he's still here supporting me on my lives. I go into his lives. Yeah, we got each other's backs. But yeah, and then the reason I never gave up on SP was she was a major factor in showing me that there's still value to my life and supporting me and building me up at a time where I was shut down. So that's one of my things. I try to stay as loyal as I can to people, and people who are good to me, I don't give up on them. I always see the best in them. I do whatever I can for them. And if that requires me suffering to get them there, I will. But at the same time, everyone's you pushed out. So what was the lesson to learn? If my SP didn't put me through hell, which is me putting the the blame out on her, which it's not. It was my own mentality using her as the catalyst to put myself in hell, realizing that I could change myself to use her as the catalyst to put me back in heaven. But really, the only one moving me in and out of heaven and hell is me and my own mind and my own assumptions. But she was the catalyst for that. So that's why I always stuck by her and why I always stuck by everybody else. Now I feel like Danny DeVito and Always Sunny. Oh, he unzipped me. He unzipped me, opened me up. Oh, that's it. I feel like a therapy session. Let's see. We didn't even get into any of the topics either. Got me telling a 50-minute story about beating race car. It's a lot easier than doing the Evil Dead live stream. What do you think about? Well, thank you for driving the conversation too. I'm gonna be honest. I want to say your name, but I don't want to fuck it up. So I'm just going to say D because it looks kind of like a long name, and I've been known to fuck up people's names, even simple names on here. So I don't. But to answer your question, what do I think about dreams? You said I'm dreaming of SP a lot lately. I always take this as my subconscious is saturated, and I know he's missing me as well. Perfect. You're doing exactly what you need to do. Let me just say that before I get into the complicated, winded explanation, because you know everybody here knows I like to fucking talk and ramble. So this thing died. But keep that in your head right now. You're doing everything right. Your subconscious is saturated. Now I'm gonna get into the explanation. Dreams, like signs, like birds before land, like angel numbers, like everything else, mean whatever you believe they mean. So automatically, you assuming that it has the right meaning means it's the right meaning. If you, by chance, have a nightmare, because mine started out as nightmares before they became dreams, that is your conscious and subconscious fighting. From what I understand and what I know in my own case, was my subconscious was fighting to show me that that is wrong. This is not reality, while I'm consciously impressing my subconscious. So if you have a nightmare, you wake up, you don't try to fight it and don't go back and try to do anything different. You just stay in that good state and you go back. That's how you fight the dream. Like Neville said, when a demon appeared in his dream and he fought it, it just kept laughing and getting bigger and bigger. But the second he showed it love and compassion, the thing shrank down until it became nothing. So in your dream, you only focus on the good dreams. The bad dreams, just say, when it's a bad dream, just say, man, my subconscious is fighting back for some reason, but I already know my consciousness and my conscious creating ability and the God within me is more powerful than this fucking bullshit nightmare. It's all fake. Just like in reality, what we call the 3D reality. They say it's a waking dream. We're in heaven sleeping and dreaming the dream of life. So when it's not going a certain way, you change it. So sometimes when you go in and you try to change a dream too, it still stays a nightmare, but you're doing everything you can to make it a dream, the dream life, and bring heaven to earth. That's what it is. You're up in heaven. You're dreaming that you want to make it heaven on earth. So you persist until it changes. But right now, you're already in a good state. You're dreaming about SP, and you've already got the assumption that means he's missing you, which goes into what you desire desires you. That's a true manifesting thing. It's thought transmission. That's everyone is you pushed out. What you desire desires you. The dream is your indication that it's already working out in your favor. Like I said, sometimes when we're in these, I'm not going to call it desperate, but like a state where we might be grabbing at straws and looking for signs. When we're in that state, we're looking for any kind of sign that will show us that we're on the right path, that things are working out in our favor. So when you're looking for that, even if you're in contact with SP and SP is blowing you off, but saying maybe we'll hang out, but you know, in your conscious mind, or they blow you off anyway, but they're saying maybe, it's like they wouldn't say maybe if they didn't want to somewhat hang out. And it sounds desperate and cringy and clingy and stuff like that, or whatever. It sounds like all this bad stuff. But if you truly desire that manifestation, you have to, no matter what happens, SP gets her back blown out by someone else, dude's balls deep in some other girl, no matter what you see, hear, or perceive, you must assume the best. That's the hard part. But the point is, sometimes you have to go with, if you have no contact in the outside world, those dreams are as much of a sign as them saying, yes, I want to hang out. Yes, I want to get back together. Those dreams are just as real as that. And just know, I would say maybe add in the affirmation and the assumption that man, I like the one I always use. I am no more than 2 weeks away from a miracle. So you're no more than 2 weeks away from a miracle. And I winded myself too much. The wind blew it out. Let me read everything else while we're going through here. Maybe I should title it like SP stuff on the TikTok too, because we're actually getting more viewers in there now. But they're like in and out, I think, because now it's saying there's 0. If you have any questions on TikTok too, ask them. But I'm going to answer these ones. Agreed. Everything is an assumption. Yes, ma'am. Everything is an assumption. If you're thinking of him, memory bonding is Sandra, both of you. I believe it means he's thinking of you as well. Trust. Yes, sir. That's completely right. And I do remember, I'm not going to tell your story, but he had a crazy manifestation story too. And I was there. I witnessed his manifestation journey with his SP, and he saw mine. We were both, as Neville called it, you were in prison, but we broke out. The dreams are really good. As a matter of fact, it feels so real. Perfect. And yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. And then if you could carry that feeling and that into your waking life and think about it and use it as a memory, like the brain can't tell the difference between a memory. Once it happens, the only way something bad can keep existing, this is where revision exists and how it works. And you guys know I'm always completely real and honest with you guys. I will tell you how to use revision. I will tell you about it. I will tell you I understand the concept of it. I will tell you personally, it's been very difficult for me and I've seen success, but it doesn't come as outright as the other techniques for me. So that's why I would say on revision. But at the same time, those bad memories only exist in the present if you bring them there. That anxious-filled, fear-filled future that hasn't happened yet only exists if you let it exist right now, because nothing on this half of the linear world is real and nothing on this half is real. Only what's in the present moment. So whatever you're focusing on in the present moment, that is your reality. And things before and after don't matter unless you think about them and you bring them in and you say now that stuff has weight and bearing on what you're doing. So let's see. Dreams are not a state of imagination, just a subconscious thought. Astral projection is real. You're looking at what can and will exist. Exactly. Yeah, you're looking at because like they say, there's all possible realities exist. When they say creation is finished, there is a version where you and your SP are together now and happily married. There's one where you guys are just dating. There's friends with benefits. There's not together. There's no contact. There's never met. There's every infinite possibility, past, present, and future. Creation is finished. The creation is perfect and it's finished. And when there's something you don't like in the world, that's why Neville said it's the potter's house. What does the potter do? They work with clay. They mold things. So if you don't like the way that the clay in the pot is looking now, you just heat it up. Heating it up is just reworking it, going again and again and again, working at that clay of life and changing what it is, so it becomes the shape that you want it to be. So let's say you're making this pot of you. The pot is representing you and SP in a perfect relationship, and you're working on it. But you get distracted. You start thinking about other stuff. And maybe think about like, what if they break up with me, this and that. Now the pot's all fucking crooked and upside down with 3 holes in it. And you're like, what the fuck happened here? Oh, I'll never fix this. Now I'll throw some water on that motherfucker, work it, heat it up, and then change the shape of it. That's the same thing with manifestation. Is you are changing the shape of reality that you're in now. And everything and everyone is here to support you. Look at it like that. So many times people with anxiety and fear and stuff like that, they start thinking everyone's out to get me. And what happened? Everyone's out to get me. Nobody likes me, blah, blah, blah. They go through all this shit. And what is that creating? I'll tell you, Race Car knows the guy I'm going to reference to. He was a negative motherfucker. I haven't seen him in years. But what did he always do? Oh, no women like me. Oh, they don't want to be around. Oh, I can't talk to women. And guess what? He was never able to talk to women. No women did like him. He creeped everybody out. He didn't want to be around. Nobody in the group wanted to be around him. He was a fucking weird dude. But even though there was me and a couple other guys supporting him and being there and trying to show him, hey, there's good in life, there's good. His reality, he only wanted to see what he wanted to see. And the reason he came into my life at that time was so now I could tell you the story of seeing that he was an aspect of me that was the absolute worst version of me that I could have been. And now, and spending that much time with somebody like that, you become like that. So it is like choosing who you want to surround yourself with too at the same time. Oh, the shoe rack has been delivered. But what I'm saying, like, where this dude would be like, everything was negative. He was out. Everybody was out to get him, and guess what? Everybody was. More people made fun of him. More people didn't want to be around him. Every bad thing that could happen to him happened to him, and even when it didn't, and it was something good, he would take it as bad and say, "Well, it could be better." All this bullshit. When it's like, be grateful for what you have. If God and the universe are giving you a gift, take that gift and run with it. Be happy. Run with the gift you got. Instead of like, why would somebody? Race Car gave me the shirt, right? Race Car gave me this shirt, and it was a gift. And I'm grateful and appreciative towards it. If he gave me this shirt, I'm like, thanks, bro. Throw it in my fucking trunk and just throw it out or whatever. Is he ever going to give me a gift again? No. So why would God in the universe give you another gift if it's like, hey, here's a dream about, like, for in your example about the dream. Hey, I have a dream about SP. If you just say, that's not a full manifestation. I hate this. This is not what I want. Why is it going to give you anything else closer to your goal? Because you're just assuming the worst already. And I can see everybody's favorite moderator is here. What's up, Inked? So I intend Nick starts telling me when he goes live. I'm sorry, Inked. I didn't tell you. Again, I've been watching your videos, actually. I want to talk to you and have you on a live, too, to talk about spiritual stuff and ghosts. He said, I got a manifestation today. I wanted a free jumping spider. I got her last night. That's awesome. I was going to actually text you this morning on my way to go get. So here's the thing, everyone, you pushed out, right? Ink said that she wanted me to text her. And this morning, 3 separate times, I thought about texting you, but I had to call ComEd to get everything switched over to my name. And then I'm like, I got to text Ink. And then somebody else texted me about spotting somebody in a powerlifting competition in 2 days. So then I had to fill out paperwork for that. And I'm like, all right, I got to text Ink for sure. But I'm like, let me get some food first real quick and then throw some laundry in. I'm going to do that. And then the guy who makes my meals goes, hey, could you come a little bit earlier? I said, yeah, I don't have to do the live yet. So then I go run over there. And then I wasn't going to do the live yet. I was going to actually wait till tonight. And then Race Car was like, we were talking. He's like, you going live? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go live right now. And then I went live. So my apologies, Ink. I do know that you're a busy woman. I know you're doing your own live streams. I know that you're moderating for a couple people right now. So plus your day job and the kids. So I don't want to overwhelm you. I just saw Race Car's comment here too. He foreshadowed his own demise. Yes, he did. And Ink, the jumping spider is the one that went MIA before, right? And then now you have a new one, which is what you wanted. We'll do it again tonight. Yeah, we should do another one tonight. That's okay. I keep thinking I had to text you too this morning. See, that's funny. What you desire desires you. I kept thinking I wanted to text Ink this morning, but I didn't get around to it. But then she was thinking she wanted to text me. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Doesn't matter. But what I desired me. What she desired her. It's the same thing. We wanted to message each other this morning. Circumstances has got in the way. But everything works out and everyone and everything is supporting you, because if that didn't happen like that, there would be no this topic would have never came up, and there wouldn't be this discussion, and we would not have realized what you desire desires you. So once again, everything works out in our favor, and I'm going to deep throat this drink. All right. They joined live. Yeah, we should do another live. People have been asking about bringing Ink back on live too. No, it's a different. Oh, it's a different one. Okay, well, close enough. You wanted had the sun's coming over there. You wanted a new spider, and you got a new spider, so it was relatively nice. Oh my, learning new tricks. Well, I'm gonna make a dirty joke. I don't want to get banned because TikTok comes after me every time when I get out of pocket. Let me behave. I'm surprised they're even letting the cigar on right now. I ignore everything in my reality which doesn't serve me, or which doesn't serve my purpose. I ignore things which are unfavorable to my manifestation. It really helps. Focus is the key. Exactly. You start realizing it's like just an illusion, just an obstacle. And then like when just Race Car, I saw your message, but I didn't read it all the way. Okay, hold on. I'm all over the place now. I ignore things which are unfavorable. Sorry, guys. I just brain farted real bad. It smells. Really helps me. Oh, yeah. Focus is the key. So, yeah, I wanted to do a thing about, I've talked about this in a couple of videos. So, when you're being triggered by 3D circumstances, what is it? SP posts a picture or a video. This one used to fucking bug the absolute shit out of me. What does that do? SP posted a picture or a video. You assume that video is for someone else. You assume they're thirst trapping. You assume that they don't give a shit about you. You assume that they made that video and ignored you. You came up with every negative circumstance to it. When you break it down from a universal perspective of nothing means anything until you give it a meaning, it was just somebody posting something online. That's it. That's end of story. That's a way to break free from the I was gonna say trauma. I'm really struggling right now. It's a way to break free from the anxiety. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, I should run for president with this fucking mentality I got right now. He said thirsty fellow, though. That made me laugh. Let me see. Race car did send me another message, though. I got pissy last night about the new SP. I said, doesn't matter. He doesn't have a choice. He sent me a message doing what I wanted this morning. Just blow off my 3D. Exactly, yeah. The more you deny it, the more you walk away from it. It's not a big deal. Let me see. I hope this doesn't pause it, but I want to see real quick. No, okay, race car. I saw what you said. The mouse battery is low. Hold on. There we go. We'll charge that bad boy up. All right. Where are we at? What is happening right now? We're an hour in, and I have not covered any of the topics. I've drank coffee and just talked about life with you guys, and we did get a good amount of manifesting stuff covered. Yes, let's cover the topics. I'm going to keep laughing at what you sent me. I just see I'm being a professional right now. You send me memes. It's horrible, but I could care less about SP1 now. That's not horrible. That's putting yourself on the pedestal. It doesn't mean you don't care what happens to them or that you want bad stuff to happen to them. It just means you're so elevated and loving yourself that it doesn't give a shit, which is where I wound up with my SP, which you guys know the whole story about all that stuff. So that's where I wound up too. And I mean, now there's contact. Now there's wanting to hang out and see me and, things of that nature. But this is the priority now. This is the priority. The Mandalorian. This is the way. Okay, we'll get into the thing in a second. Let's see. Surrender becomes desire. Surrender becomes power to any reality you want. Exactly, Marie. He still chases me. I have spoken. I have spoken. So these are topics on videos. I got 3 videos already chambered up, but I need to make thumbnails so I could do those thumbnails and edits and everything today. So we got 3 more videos for the rest of this week. But I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 videos that I want to do. A lot of it's going to be covered with stuff we talked about already. But once again, circumstances don't matter. We proved that time crunch doesn't matter. I did one on a time crunch with a technique that I don't usually do, such as robotic affirming. But I've seen clients have success with it. I've seen Inc. have success with it. So figure why not try it? Once again, proving you are the technique. You are what manifests. The techniques are just here to help you get your mind straight. Except that you have control. We build realities. Very true. Yes, sir. Other thing I want to talk about was time crunch. What makes it faster? Quick rundown of it because I'm going to make full videos on it. What makes things faster on a time crunch? 1, surrendering to the desire. Just like you said, surrender. It's not giving up. It's surrendering that the universe has your back and everything and everyone is supporting you. Number 2 is assuming it's going to happen. Even when you don't have full faith, you can still do it. And have an assumption that this dies every time I talk too much. And there's knowing that it's done. There is no resistance that makes it work. Oh, there's no resistance or a thing that makes it work. I feel like maybe I misread that or maybe you mistyped it, but I get where you're coming from. The truth about affirmations, spoken and thought. And I just want to go into a little bit more of affirmations since I'm now an affirmation boy. So we'll talk about affirmations in a video this week. Power of gratitude, I've already made a video on that and I have spoken on it. But I do know that a couple people have asked me to make videos again just to keep reiterating and pumping people up. I'm going to try to do my best to clip up the videos too to drop them on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts so you guys can get some kind of little quick reaffirming, and then I think I'm gonna start posting on my Instagram too, so you guys just everywhere you go, if you feel the need and urge to go to social media, you're gonna see my fucking mug right there telling you what you need to hear. And then, is detachment giving up? It's gonna be another video. Quick answer: no, detachment is not giving up. It is trusting that it is done. Every time so goes cold. Oh, every time SP goes cold, I affirm it turns right around. And then I'm assuming, and I know you, that it does, because manifestation is instant. You're just jumping into another reality. Everything you want will happen, which we talked about too, because when you think about it, everything in your life that you wanted happens. If you go back through my old books, when I find the orange one, another room, I think, and you go through all my many manifestations, I forgot about a lot of them, but there they are staring me right in the fucking face because they happened and I didn't even realize them. I took them for granted because they felt so natural, easy, and effortless to come into my life. Okay. So then this is something I want to talk about too. I'm going to make a full video on it, but it's warranting and good enough for a little discussion here. And let me try to make sense out of my note that I wrote. But I said, stop asking why from weakness. Don't be surprised by your greatness. Okay, so, when you're asking about, like this goes into ask formations. So ask formations, you're wondering why. Why is this, like, why does SP desire me? Why am I so lucky? Why do I always get whatever I want? Things like that. That's a positive way to use questions. It's a positive way to use ask formations. But so many times, and I will tell you this too, from every time I work things out with SP and like I manifested her back, one of the things, because I was trying to get an answer for the channel, and because I'll be honest, it came from an insecure place. Why me? Why did you choose me? Why did all your options? Why did you choose me? Don't fucking ask that in person, and don't ask it to yourself. Know that you're the shit. Come from a place of power and knowing your greatness versus, why would you choose me? When you ask why that way, it indicates that you're weak. It indicates that you're not worthy. It indicates that they have more power over your life than you do. So that's why you don't ask why from a state of weakness. Ask it from, why are they so obsessed with me? Why does SP always want to be with me? Things of that nature. Why am I so successful at manifesting SP? Why do I get everything I ever want? You want to approach it from that point of view. And then once again, actually, I already had the topic written down, so I guess there's only 8 videos, but you always get whatever you want. That's another one too. Let's see. Every time, okay, I read that one. I got comments on YouTube, so I'm gonna go to the YouTube ones. It's good to refocus on your own self-worth, and energy will take you well. But hold on, I'm struggling to read here. I'm going back and forth. I see there's too many things moving. It's good to refocus on your own self-worth and energy. It will take you a while, but when you come to this world, you come into this world alone, you leave alone. Who you decide to be, there is in between. Remember your self-worth. Yeah, I like what you're saying there too, Randy, because what was the thing I was going to say? When we were hanging out the other day and my manifestation came into fruition right in front of us, what were we doing? I was living in the moment and enjoying my time with you. We had our cigars. We're playing Red Dead Redemption. We're fucking around. We're talking about life. We're having a good time. And even though my stuff was bitching about SP comes right in hot and at a time crunch and exactly what I said was going to happen. So once again, I was living life and enjoying it and knowing my own worth and who I was. And we were just on a rampage of like positive affirmations for ourselves and what we're going to do with our life. So we were just rampaging on that shit, and good things have come into our life, even in the week or so since that happened. I do write all the small things I manifested in a diary. It helps remind me of my power. Exactly. That's what you want to do too, is keep track of them too. And if you do like I do, like my technique, I like your way of writing it down after it's happened. But I don't write it down after it happened. I usually write before because, like I said, the signs come after you've already decided it's going to happen. So in your mind, you've decided it, and then you just write it down as a log after. I'll usually write it down, and then the only thing I'll do is cross it off once it happens. So that is, I guess, kind of my diary of it. It's like I just know it's going to happen. I affirm, I visualize, I do whatever technique I'm going to do for this particular thing, and I do it real quick and I drop it because it's a mini manifestation. And seeing that, I can manifest these little things like that. What's the difference between this cup of coffee? It wasn't free. I paid for it, so I'm not going to use that as an example. But What's the difference between manifesting a free cup of coffee and manifesting your SP? Nothing. You decided that one is harder to get than the other. Oh, shit. I'm sorry if anybody on TikTok was shaken and stirred by that. This table, like I said, was made for 2 cents in China, and it is not made for a powerful man like myself manifesting in the likes of the mortal realm, shaking the table like that with my massive forearms. Is using a great method. We often do stuff for others. How often are we checking in? And I mean, truly checking in on ourselves. Little things go a long way. Redirect to positivity. Exactly, brother. Yeah. We don't do enough for ourselves. So one of the other things I do too in my own techniques is I'll write down a list of things I want in my life, because so often we'll get wrapped up in SP or other people that we're taking care of, because I think the nice thing about this community is a lot of us are doing things for other people because we're all very caring individuals. We've all come from some kind of background where we feel we need to protect and take care of other people, the men and women on this channel, and in this community in general. We want to take care of other people. We want to help other people. But the only problem is we forget about ourselves during it, and we realize we have to support ourselves, and it doesn't come from a selfish, ugly, narcissistic way. We need to do it because we're here to create heaven on earth and enjoy our time on this planet. Let's see what. Okay, let's see. Ink had something to say. I don't like affirmations, but if I do question it, I usually ask what was the bridge that is bringing it to me. Yeah, excuse me. I'm sorry you guys had to hear that. I'm gonna knock over the C100. We just told a success story about this. Let me put it up here. So, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if Mitzi's still here, but Mitzi's had a lot of success with affirmations. Ink doesn't like affirmations. I didn't like affirmations, but what I came to realize through all my studies of this stuff and the almost nearly 3 years of doing law of assumption is everything works out in our favor. We are always manifesting things, and every technique fucking works. Every single one. They're all here to persuade your subconscious into believing in the reality that you want to live in. And it's just like exercising. Everybody has a different diet and a different workout regime to get them to where they want to be. One guy might lift a bunch of heavy weights and do 1 rep maxes, and another guy might do all cardio and repetitions, but they could be the same weight, same height, and similar build or same build, but they just train and eat in different ways, but they come to the same results because one works for that person better and the other one works for the other person better. Same with techniques. I love my visualizing. Lately, I was struggling with it, and I thought it was the perfect time to try out affirmations. And I always say this is an affirmation I have. I'm always working on and becoming a better coach. So sometimes things in my reality were happening where I need to change things around to become a better coach. And that's what led me to being a better coach, I think, would be having to switch from my visualizing comfort zone to my uncomfortable thing in affirmations and affirmations, so I can learn and understand that topic and help people better that way. Yes, you have to do it in what way works for you. Exactly. Let's see what else we got going on over here today. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. So pretty much give you guys a rundown of what the plan for the week is. Like I said, if you can't afford coaching, this is your chance to drop questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, whatever. I put a poll up to see what people are manifesting, because like I said, so many people get wrapped up in the SP thing that we forget about other things that you can manifest. I was watching Joe Dispenza like a week or two ago and just seeing all the stuff, the amazing things these people manifested, like health for their child. Another guy was overcoming PTSD. People overcome depression. There's so many things in life people overcome and accomplish without SP. I'm not saying you shouldn't want SP. I'm not saying you should not desire them. But I'm saying realize, like we were just talking about, your own worth and what you want in life, and take care of yourself first. It makes it a lot easier for other things to come in. It's like when they say when the airplane's going down and you put the mask on yourself before you put it on the kid. You can't help anyone else or manifest anyone else or do anything else unless you're taken care of first. Otherwise, you're free falling. indulge in the coaching, folks. It's the best to invest in yourself and clearing your mental path to achieving your manifestations. Well, thank you, Race Car, for the plug. As everybody knows, I'm not the best at plugging myself. Like I said, I passed up half the ads that they were going to put on there. I think that one of them did slip through. I didn't because I got the mouse plugged in. But I'm more or less of the mindset that I do what I can to do it for free. If you really need coaching, I do believe, I don't believe that you need coaching unless you can't hold the focus yourself or pinpoint what exactly this is holding you down. I manifested my SP the first 3 or 4 times on my own. I got a coach right as she was coming in anyway, and I think it would have happened anyway. I know it would have happened anyway, but it helped clear my pathway. So you don't need to have a coach, and you don't need to do it. I believe it helps. Worst case, find someone else in the community who's really good at it as well, and you have a manifesting partner. I have Randy and I have Inked. I go back and forth with them. They're struggling, I take care of them. I'm struggling, they take care of me. Everybody needs a partner. It's like working out too. You train harder and you accomplish more when you have a partner. So if you can't get a coach, get a partner. If you can't get a partner, then get a coach. If you can't do that, then find a way to communicate with yourself and really just sit down and break it down yourself, or use videos as a calming thing or whatever, stuff like that. Also, if we talk about this community, I rarely see men talking about it. I am happy to see a YouTuber like you creating content and talking LOA. Really look forward to hear more from men. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's the one thing I saw when I started. There was no men really coaching besides Dylan James. He was the main coach. I think there was another guy. I think his name's Caleb or something. I didn't really vibe with his content. I liked Robert Zink and how he looked like Elton John, and I loved his attitude. High flyers, like he was one of the first coaches I listened to. I did enjoy Robert Zink. And then right before I started coaching, maybe 6 months before me or something like that, that's when Tone came in. Me and Tone collabed. I don't know when Second Man started, but I did a live stream with Second Man. Yeah, I think he's a great coach as well. But I do see more male law of attraction coaches, law of assumption coaches coming in. But yeah, it's because I didn't feel like, a lot of I think we're 56% male viewers and 44% female viewers on this channel. So it is nice to have something for the fellas where you don't have to feel like, oh, this is just for girls, because that was the thought that went through. It's like only girls can manifest guys back, and they don't even need this because men always want to be with women. And now I see the women's side of you from doing the coaching and stuff. I see where they struggle, and it's like, man, they desire guys just as much as guys desire girls. And I realized through this community, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you're desiring somebody. And a lot of us come from really good, loving places. And not to say we latched onto somebody because we're lonely. We latched onto the idea of someone who we saw as a beautiful person at one time. But things changed in them, but it was because they changed in your own mind and your own perception first. You put so much value on them and you created such a heavy situation, they changed. And if they could exist as that good person once, they could do it again. You're holding on to that idea of the perfect, ideal version of them. And there's nothing wrong with holding on to that ideal version of them. There's nothing wrong with wanting to manifest somebody back in the best possible version that you can. And I realize that there's a lot of love in this community. I realize that everybody here, we're all desiring something, not because we're greedy, not because we need something, not because we want to control somebody. It's because we want to do it out of love. Like I said, when you manifest someone back, don't do it out of ego. I was kind of doing it out of ego, but maybe justifying that it was an ego at one point because I didn't want to feel like a fool having to manifest someone back so many times, which is what, like I said, manifesting someone back 5 times. And I got that one comment on the video yesterday, which I think led to a great topic today. Why manifest someone back so many times? Once again, because if you can't fix whatever changed that person from there to there, then you're just going to do the same thing with someone else. Because I've seen that now with clients who've decided to go to a new SP because it's different, it's clean, it's a blank slate. Then why the fuck does that new person act exactly the same as the old? When you saw the old person acted in a good way, then they became shitty. Then you found somebody else and then they acted shitty. Why did that happen? Well, only the determining factor is that you're focused on the worst. Your assumptions are that people in relationships with you are going to treat you that way because your self-concept is not where it needs to be. It's a shitty self-concept, so you need to change yourself. Otherwise, like Reverend Ike said, you'll have the same relationship with 6 different people But the one thing I always liked about Robert Zink said, he goes, you have a new relationship with the same person. I've had 6 relationships with the same person. But what was the determining factor? The reason why I had to manifest her back so many times, I couldn't hold the self-concept. I would hold it for a period of time, days, weeks, months. And then eventually, Inked is close with me. Randy's close with me. They would see me slipping. I'm making videos. I'm talking positive. I'm telling you the techniques I've used to get the person. I'm telling you everything I did. But even talking with Tone from Goated Manifesting, me and him talk, I'd say probably once a week or every other week, something like that, me and him talk. I fell into the trap of becoming a coach and no longer a practitioner of the law. So I would just teach it, but I wasn't doing my techniques. I wasn't doing my visualizations. I wasn't going to sleep with a vision. I wasn't waking up with gratitude. I wasn't doing anything I was supposed to do that I teach, and my stuff slipped away from me. So hold on, we're getting comments on. Yeah, you had the thoughts first. You're my mirror. We're in sync. Both of us both got it going good. Exactly. See, for the first time now, look at that, Inked. We're both on the same page. Both of us have good things going for us. Instead of that was a negative assumption that we had too. Was when things are going good for me, they're going bad for Inked. If they're going good for Inked, they're going bad for me. That's a bad assumption to have. So when you have a manifesting partner, don't ever think that. Say if they're going for me, that means that person's no closer. That person is a lot closer to their manifestation as well. Let's see. Just found your content the other day, man. Appreciate you. Trying to manifest the ex back. I dated for 2 months, but messed up things by texting a couple other women. Hey, brother, keep your head up. There's no you. Well, you just found the channel, so I don't know if you got this. The phone's doing TikTok right now, but I have the slogan of the channel. You can't fuck this up. Because you know how many times I've done stupid, cringy, clingy, fucking annoying things to like piss off SP, where like if I was in her shoes, I would never talk to that person again. Like if there was a girl doing what I did, I would never fucking speak to her again. But oh, thank you, Inked. I see some fire coming in. I don't know what those are, little fireballs. I appreciate that. But so you sent some fire. The thing is, you can't fuck this up. That's the most. Sorry, that was the motto of the channel is you can't fuck this up. So many fucking stupid things I did where I thought I would lose SP for good. It doesn't matter. You forgive them for acting the way they did. Just like if we're going to take from the Bible references, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. It was your own assumptions that did it. If you're talking to other women, then I do know somebody who is close to me who did some manifesting and got his SP back as well. Was in a very similar situation. He overcame it, and it took him a while, but he did all the techniques. And this one I was still learning, but I didn't even have an SP journey yet. But I watched him on his SP journey, and that man overcame it, and he wound up marrying that chick too. So don't hold back. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself for the negative assumptions. Forgive yourself for what you did. Forgive her for how she reacted, and then have those inner conversations. Change your belief of the situation. Say that you can't fuck this up. Everything works out in your favor. Things like that. Busting the toxic masculinity taboo in society. Yeah, who was it? Somebody told me the one time, they're like, you're like a cross between a spiritual guru and Andrew Tate, because like it's the cigar, and then like coming from the guy's point of view, it's like, I try to bridge the gap, because it's like I'm still like the way I grew up and the way I was raised and everything. Like I know is a strong masculine man. You don't show emotion. You don't cry. You don't open up. You don't show this side of yourself. But when I realized you can't fuck this up, I got ashes on my face. You can't fuck this up. Everything works out in your favor. So who gives a fuck? Like, if you assume people are going to think bad about you for opening up and being a mystic or a manifesting coach or whatever, then you've just given the world permission to treat you like garbage, to treat you as you're different or not masculine enough or whatever. So they could get fucked. And I have the dudes that talk shit and try to do the toxic masculinity shit. Like, I don't believe in the toxic masculinity, I guess. At least in my own world, I don't subscribe to it. I believe in being a strong masculine man, and I believe in like the strong feminine woman, but like at the same time, without getting too political about it or anything like that, it's the same thing where it's like you could have a side where you could love and feel and be open and give someone a second chance. Even I went through a whole bunch of bullshit and still forgave the person, because that's unconditional love and trust, and that's braver, in my opinion, than the other shit where it's just like, no, I'll never give them another chance. Why? Because you're fucking afraid. That's my point. You're changing lives, Mystic. Welcome, Brian. I've been there. One day I will share my story. It will help other men in predicament. You said lives, not lies. Yeah, don't call me a liar. Thank you. Did you manage to get your person back? I did, Brian. It was a long, treacherous road. It's not easy, but I stand by you for telling. I stand before you telling you it can be done. Thanks, man. I'm struggling to forgive myself, and I've been beating myself up quite a bit. I understand, Brian. It's like a void. I'm just reading the chat because people on TikTok can't see it. I understand it's a void we attempt to fill in case I allowed attention. In my case, I allowed attention to the exact same thing. On top of sexting, etc., I came back and got her back only to fail again. You can do it, Brian. Be open, be transparent, be true to yourself. That's amazing. Thank you. I've known Neville for a few years, but just got the verge of actually getting it. Yeah, exactly, Brian. That's one of the things, too, is like the SP journey. Sometimes we have to fuck it up to realize that's our spiritual awakening. Because now, look at, there's so many other things I want to manifest. If you could overcome, the odds I was in, you said you've been watching my channel for a while. Blocked, said I'm never going to speak to you again, third party, all this other shit, then struggling to forgive. She got her back blown up by another dude. Like how the fuck do you forgive that as a guy? But you learn to forgive it, and it's not easy. And then the shit when it was my fault, and I did stupid shit, struggling to forgive myself. But the thing is, you just have to stop and forgive everyone, because everyone and everything is here to support you. That's like the biggest lesson that I've learned so far. We start to get what we want and then sabotage out of fear. Exactly. And yeah, we sabotage out of fear and old habits and not feeling worthy. And what I discovered is it's the self-concept. Working on yourself and building your self-concept is the number one thing, because you can manifest it. And you guys have seen me do it before your eyes on this channel. Manifest something I already had and then get it back and fuck it up again because I didn't feel worthy of it. And it comes as a surprise that it's like, well, how'd they get fucked up? But it's not really a surprise because, as you know, Inked and Randy were here with me. Like, Randy's my best friend. I talk to him every day. Inked is one of my best friends, too. She talks to me every day. And they saw where my mind was going. They tried to warn me, but it's like, no, I'm the mystic. All I'm doing is coaching and not doing my techniques. So I let myself slip, and I let myself go in there, and I had to forgive myself for that. I had to forgive myself for all the stupid shit I did. I had to forgive myself. And then forgive SP. Everything comes from within. As above, so below. As within, so without, right? The journey could be long. It could be painful. It could be soul-shattering. It could be a lot of different things, but in the end, it's so rewarding. Hey, Brian, I was in a similar position. I took some time, but I forgave myself, and now I love myself most. Have faith and forgive yourself. Eventually, with time, you'll be fine and manifest your SP. Exactly, brother. And then also, it's like sometimes too, like this was always a thing I had too, was like when SP would come back, I'm doing all this work and self-concept, it's like I'm not ready for it yet, which is why it's like I said, my SP is back around now. It's more of a friends with benefits thing, but I've drawn the line too. It's like I'm not ready yet, and by me doing that, it's also like you got to live with, and it's something I have in my mind. Granted, everyone's me pushed out, but my fears and negative assumptions in past assume like, hey, something else might happen with her because you don't want to be in a relationship right now. That's fine, because what's most important to me is my body, my mind, my soul. So when it does happen, because I realize there's no set of circumstances, there's no limit on resets that you get with an SP or life or anything. There's no limit on the resets. There's no limitations. So it has to go that way, and I've overcome what I've overcome already. That's fine, because number one needs to be me. When I'm in check, then I can have that. I'm not saying I can't have it now, but I'm not going to give myself permission until I'm happy with where I am personally. Right now, I'm affirming and speaking in the present like I have her back, but I keep replaying trauma, saying she could never trust me again. So, okay, that's one thing. Too, you can go through that. I was having panic attacks. I was sitting at work fucking sweating and having a panic attack, which I said in the beginning of the live too. I used to get them when I was like 19, and then it happened again when I found out about a third party and shit, and we were broken up. I was having panic attacks, not believing any of the shit, but I was doing all the techniques, doing everything. The technique will trump it, especially when you're more persistent in the technique and the belief of that system. And the more you spend time in the positive reality, the more it washes out the negative reality. Having a stroke. Self-concept helps me literally in everything I manifest. Yes, forgiving our SPs will come once you actually let go of the negative things. The feeling is amazing once you get past that. Trust me, exactly. Forgiveness and self-concept are the two big things. And I don't know if it's like delaying this, but there's going to be an ad break, and I got the mouse plugged in because it's dead. So we're going to have to bear with there. If you want, switch over to TikTok because according to Inc., there's no ads on TikTok. So if you want, jump over there. Otherwise, we're going to get them in like 30 seconds. Gives me time to think too and make more points. Let me take an ad break. Oh, I done messed myself. Sorry, race car. I got the shirt full of coffee. This is not the way. Be open and honest about your mistakes. You have to be honest about your past, Brian. I'm learning that I never gave myself me time between relationships. I've had an issue, and I've had your issue in almost every relationship since the Duncan way. Yes, this is the Duncan way. And see, there's the same thing. Race car just confirmed it again. Once again, you're going to be repeating the same patterns with different people if you can't change yourself now and become fully healed now and assume your self-concept and be secure in yourself where you don't need that. Because even now, like without my SP, I did turn to some other women for a while, and it's like that didn't help me. It didn't help me to go get laid. It was fun in the moment, but that didn't help me fix my mind. That was leaning on an external factor to make me feel good in my present instead of leaning on myself to feel good in the present moment. Now, if other people do that, like let's say your SP does the same thing, you can't be mad at it, especially if you've done it in the past. But if they do, that also shows that maybe like this is an assumption you have, but that was one of the things I thought about too. It's like, it's rare to be that person who could stand on their own, love themselves, and maintain themselves versus leaning on an external factor, whether that be multiple women, whether that be one woman, or for ladies, multiple guys or one guy, whether that be you're looking or a certain amount of money or something like that. That's a leaning on an external factor to give you present happiness. You don't want that. Have to run to work. Everyone, great meeting all of you and talking. Hope to catch you again. Yes, sir, Brian. Hopefully we'll see you next Monday. I aim to do them in the morning, but I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of sporadic on the times. But every Monday there will be one. If you want to turn on the notifications, Eric said in the beginning we're not getting the notifications to some people. But either way, great to meet you too, brother. And we'll hope to see you again. I got some videos dropping. You have a good day at work. I totally relate to you, I swear. But keep your heads up. You're a human being. Things happen. I believe you deserve the best. Your SP isn't going anywhere. Exactly. There you go. And then now we can play the song. I'm only human after all. Oh, it's a little smoky in here. Well, we're almost at 2 hours. Damn, we're crushing it, guys. All right, somebody else help me drive it because I'm not driving it right now. Got room for one more? I'm trying to think. When you say got room for one more, I'm thinking I was picturing Samuel Jackson and The Hateful Eight, where he's like, room for one more? And he's sitting there with like all the dead bodies. I'm having issues. My sugar supplies are dangerously low. In my case, it'll be a cigar and some talk. Great stuff today. For sure, brother. Yeah, I think today, if you're down to hang out, I mean, I spent the past 2 days with SP. I don't need to go hang out with her again today. It's like approaching the time where me and her used to have our Monday workouts and then go get dinner and shit. But I know she's got a bunch of shit going on. I got to do this live. I got to record other videos. I don't have time for that shit. So if you're down to have some cigars tonight at the lounge, I'll pick you up. We'll go to the lounge, have some guy time. I smell like a fucking onion, I'm going to be honest. So the Mandalorian shirt needs to get washed because I didn't anticipate spending so much time with SP, and I realized that I didn't leave a deodorant stick at her house from back when we were together before. So I'm an onion today, and I'm gonna have to clean up after the gym. What did you want to know about the spiritual stuff? Oh, I was watching your thing, and you know, I did a. I'm not a priest. I'm not an exorcist. I'm none of that. But Race Car's house is haunted. It threw him down the stairs. Well, it put him in a situation where he had to jump down the stairs, um, and injure himself. Um, People have had problems with the stairs. The person who lived in the house before. We're no longer on mystic shit. Just so you know, this is going into. This is not my wheelhouse. This is just speculation at this point. If you want to stick around for like some ghost stories, Race Car's house appears to be haunted by a man who threw himself down the stairs to kill himself. I forgive platforms. Platform gods do not demonetize me for saying such a word and phrase. Anyway, you at the cemetery walking around putting a ball on a baby's grave and the motherfucker rolled it. I'm like, there's no way she faked that. And because I know you wouldn't fake it. And I saw it. I'm like, wait, the fucking ball moved. I've been so behind on your videos, to be fair, because you're the content queen. You fucking slam the videos, and there's so many of them. And I've got 4 accounts. So I see one here, one there, and some shit from back in the day pops up. So I'm not seeing all of it. But the fucking baby ghost moved the fucking ball, and the mom told you to get out. That scared the shit out of me. But I did do my version of an exorcism at Race Car's house. And then after that, Race Car, I should have like really told the ghost, you cannot follow me home twice, because my brother was house sitting for me when the closing was happening. And he said he heard someone clear as day in the kitchen cough. Then he went, and obviously there's nobody else here. If that old man was a smoker, I'm going to have to do exorcism on my house too. But yeah, anyway, I thought that would just be something fun to talk about with you. And maybe if we go live later on tonight, we'll have a ghost chat. The mystic is marinating. It's from the thoughts of success. Yes, tell Aaron to help. Yeah, we're going to need some help with that, Aaron, too. We might have to fly you out to Chicago just so you could come exercise the house or speak to the ghost. I was going to ask, what are you using for a spirit box? Do you got the one like Huff Mama? It's actually a guy, but I call him that because it was a SpongeBob reference. But Huff Paranormal, he got like the box and he talks to the ghosts. That was a bad night to go to the grave. Yeah, that didn't seem like a fun time. I'm like, great, now the mystics got to go down there and hunt some demons. And wait, we need a prop. The lightsaber batteries are all dead. Oh, wait. Race Car, hold on. I'm going to get banned on the Mystic account real quick because it's for the meme. Movie prop time. Here, inked. If the ghosts are going to be getting wild, we come ready. The Mystic is fully loaded. It's a prop. It's fake. Actually, I got to take it down because TikTok will actually fucking ban me for that shit. They did it to me the other day. That's a negative assumption, but it's also... I don't fuck around with TikTok. I'll get banned on my other accounts that I don't give a shit about. It was fake TikTok, just so you know. Live from the cigar lounge. I'd do it down. We could do a live from the cigar lounge tonight. That'd be badass. It's not real. We're ghost hunters. It's not real. Hey, that would be a good parody for the comedy channel, though, bro. Where we got the gun that's like, did you hear that? Or like, you know how the ghost people got like the green cameras and they're like, and they get it all on their face and you don't see anything or hear anything. Those are legit TV shows. Erin's doing it off her fucking phone and she's getting results. And you get the guys in the TV shows like at Dracula's Castle and they're like, did you hear that? No, nobody hears anything. But if we did like a parody of it, I'm gonna try and keep the fake weapon off TikTok. We'll be like, did you hear that? And then we just start putting like the gunshot, bang, bang, bang. Like just shooting holes in all the walls and shit. That'd be a good comedy skit, I think. I see more viewers coming in too. It's like if you don't know what the fuck this channel is, and you come in, it's like Mystic manifesting. He's shooting a gun with a cigar and a fucking Mandalorian shirt and his own brand on his hat. There's been a great job. You've gone. Hey, they said great job. You've gone 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. I wish I heard that during sex. or we can do it later. Oh yeah, we could go live with Aaron actually from the Cigar Lounge too. For those who can read, this is a person who owned my home before me, died on the stairs. I've fallen down them. My wife has, my daughter, etc. And your son almost fell off it too. Sorry for the derailment. No, it's okay. We've covered all the manifesting topics, so now it's the fuck around time. Hank, do you want to go on the live with me now? We could just bullshit and stuff because I actually got to take a pee break. If I do anything, I could turn you towards the the Mystic channel on the YouTubes, and you could talk to them while I go take a pee break, or everybody can wait while I take a pee break. Let's take a vote. Pee break, yes or no? All right, yes, I'm gonna go pee. This is the way. Ooh, a little smoky in here. Febreze it. You guys actually waited for me to pee? Thank you. I'll be at Scouts. That's why I tried to join now. Oh, fair enough. Oh, wait, you were trying to do a live with me right now? Here, let's see. Oh, you sent it now.
Hi.
Hey, there you are. You guys aren't missing anything. She's not even on the screen, so.
Yeah. I look like shit warmed over today.
And I smell like shit warmed over today, so we got that going for us.
Yeah, you're here. I look like shit. You smell like shit.
Yeah, there we go. Onions, to be specific. I was looking at the camera. I'm like, man, I am really bloated up. I had Burger King this weekend, and
oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, it was a bunch of nuggets and stuff. Like me and SP were driving around hungry on Saturday night after doing a bunch of housework at both of our houses, and it was like, all right, let's get food that's open. And the only thing we found was Burger King. Surprisingly, McDonald's was closed.
I took my kids to Wendy's yesterday because we were just running so late, and like seriously, I assumed it was going to be $40, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. I was like,
should have assumed lower.
I know, I should have.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, maybe McDonald's is getting expensive. Race car, you wrote something about what do you say? What's the McChicken cost? The $2.75 now, and it used to be $1.
Oh yeah, everything's going up.
Yeah. Not for us, though. We're the Mystics. We don't pay full price for nothing.
Right. Yeah, well, that jumping spider, I think it was last year or something like that. I just affirmed that I was going to get a free jumping spider instead of having to pay like $60 for one. And I just let it go because I didn't care. You know, I knew eventually I would get one.
Yeah.
And last night, the kids were like, Mom, it's right there. So I was like, oh, shit.
What, you found it?
Yeah.
Damn. See, look at that. I've been affirming to find a roll of 10 grand. That's one of the things I was affirming and visualizing it, but I have a heavy resistance to like just picking up a roll of cash. But I found $300 on the ground before. I found $1,000 sticking out of an ATM with no one near it. So like, it's not impossible, but there's resistance on 10 grand for some reason.
See, I think the ghost was trying to tell you, fall down the stairs, knock your head on the banister, and a little secret door will open, and all the cash will fall out.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Race car, we got to tear your stairs apart. You know, like, oh, sorry, that was the wrong assumption. After we sledgehammered his whole stairs, you can leave your wife upstairs. And she, what the fuck are you guys doing? Oh, sorry.
There could be money here. Yeah, that cemetery walk was Halloween night. It was it was so.
Sorry, I just thought about you said on Halloween night. It made me think about the TikTok trend about Randy. Go ahead. Sorry.
It was so aggressive and so negative that night. I mean, I've never had them tell me to get lost, and but they were really speaking very clearly, and they weren't happy. But I on the video where she told me to be gone.
Yeah.
I really feel like after having watched that video several times, that the mom was actually saying something, and that she was trying to tell Johnny that she sees people or she's seeing other spirits or something like that. But I really feel like she was fearing for Johnny at that point. It was insane, but I'll never do another Halloween walk again.
Yeah, Halloween's supposed to be the haunted time. There's the one if you come to Chicago. What is it called, Randy? It's the Resurrection Mary or some shit where she appears in the back of your car when you drive by that one cemetery.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I pass it all the time. It's on the way from here to my parents' house.
Yeah, because there's a guy in Chicago. His channel's AJ True Crime, and he
Yeah.
does ghost walks, and he talks about her all the time.
Yeah, me and my friends when we were kids, we used to talk about when we got our license, we would go do it, but we never did it. We all stopped being friends by the time we got our license. We all grew up.
The last time I saw an apparition, I was probably 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
And so I just recently kind of got back into this, but I see a lot of the channels out there where people are, they get a lot of responses on their devices, but they don't make any sense. Everything that I'm posting, you'll see it's coherent. It makes sense. They're actually talking, and it's freaky in one aspect, and it's fascinating in another.
Yeah, that was like it got me thinking about in terms of manifesting mixed with the spiritual stuff is like when they say you can't exist on like the mold or like what is it like the flat land theory in quantum physics where like if everything's flat they can't see a three-dimensional shape, they can only see an aspect of it. So like in the ghosts are in the 4 dimension where we do all our manifesting and all our work. The ghosts exist there, I guess, and then trying to come into reality. That's why you only see part of it or hear certain things. That was my own speculation on the ghost topic, but I'm a mystic, so I don't really know too much about those. I used to watch it.
Talked with Johnny and all the other spirits, I really did start to think about Neville and how he was talking to spirits. And I realized, like, every time I do a cemetery walk, I get the absolute worst headache afterwards. And I kind of wondered if that's something Neville didn't go through.
Yeah, he talked about it. About no one ever being really gone. Like he would see his best friend. He said his best friend, his brother, his sister. Because I've been re-listening to all of Neville's speeches, and I'm still like hearing new things. And I've listened to Neville for 4 years, all the same 20 or 30 speeches he has. I've listened to them all, and I hear new things every time. But he's like, he goes, his mom came to him when she died. Like as soon as she died, she appeared to him, and he took it as a sign that she was healed. But it turned out that was her dying, and it's like just letting him know goodbye and shit like that. But then he said nobody's ever truly gone, and he said his mom returned to him young, and he saw his dad, his brothers, or like 2 of his brothers and his sister. I think it was when they died.
Fuck man,
and his
that
best friend
does not give me a lot of hope because if my mom doesn't go away after she dies, I'm gonna be screwed.
You're like, let me get at least 20 years of peace before I got to see you again.
I ain't kidding.
Yeah. What's it called? I was thinking, I'm like, there is like, that's where I started believing everything is interconnected. Like, besides the manifesting realm, like, I have interest in all the other stuff, but it's like my wheelhouse is manifesting. That's where I've done all my research on stuff. And but the ghost stuff always fascinated me. What are you using? What is it? Is it an app on your phone, or are you using like the actual box, like Huff Paranormal uses?
No, I don't use the actual box. I use an app on my phone. It's called Box Ghost 2. And you pay for a yearly subscription. It's like $12 a year. So if you're interested in actually getting out and doing this like I do, it's worth it. And then there's an app where you can use on your lives that shows the energy. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's showing a spirit, but it is showing some form of energy around a certain object. So when we see the tombstones or whatever light up, we can assume that there's energy there for some reason, and then we'll try to attempt to speak to a spirit if they're peeking around the corner or what. I mean,
I was wondering what that was when I was watching your things and I saw all the lights. I'm like, what kind of fucking filter is that? Why are you filtering the tombstones?
right, it shows energy. I mean, like that one thing where I went to Johnny's grave, because she's the one that's fascinating me the most. And I told her I was going to sit on my butt. Now the clear response that came through was asking if I had a big butt. And I'm like, are you?
You said there might be some cake here. What you wondering about?
I know, right? Like, hey, you crushing on me, dude?
Yeah.
And it's the same. I can tell you, it's the same smart ass that told me to learn Spanish when I told him I didn't speak it.
Big butts and learning Spanish is the story of my life. Followed the live. Oh, thank you, Ebony Paranormal. I appreciate it.
So I just, I don't know if any of your viewers want to go and check out my videos and tell me
Yeah,
what they
I'll
think about
tell.
it.
We still got 6 people over here in the regular Mystic chat. So Mystics, if you're interested in paranormal, like, what do you call it, ghost hunting or ghost exploring? What do you refer?
It's just what we call spirit communication or cemetery walks.
Okay, so she does like, and you guys know and love Inked already. You know she's a master manifester. She's been in the SP realm and all that same stuff with all of us. But if you're ever looking to change up from like I said, you get so wrapped up in like an SP journey, you forget to have fun. Like one of the things I would do is I did watch ghost stuff too, not because I was trying to be like all into the spiritual stuff and ghosts and all that, but it was a nice distraction away from trying to manifest your ex back or trying to manifest something else or money, or it's a nice little break. So if, like, that's why I got the comedy channel. You want to watch, here we go, promoting it, Flex Entertainment, or you want to, it's still just under Inked and Beautiful, right? That's, you do everything on that?
Yeah, it was under like my full name, but now it's under Inked and Beautiful.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you want to watch Inked and Beautiful, it's the same name that she comes into our chats with and moderates here. She does her own spirit communication where she goes to the cemeteries. It's an interesting thing to watch. I haven't been keeping up with your videos too much, so I apologize, but I've been running around so much for the past 2 weeks. I've been trying to catch up on them today.
Man, I hear you. It's just been insane. I gotta go get bugs tonight for all the critters.
Oh,
and
boy.
I've still got that stupid scout meeting, so I'm just like,
Would a lizard die if you picked up a lizard from Florida and sent it to me?
I mean, no, they ship it that way. I just have to have a reason to ship I think I have to have a permit or something to ship a live animal overnight to you.
That would be cool to have the little lizards, but I don't even know what they eat. My friend said they eat bugs. My friend from Florida.
Yeah, I feed mine for the most part. Well, I have leopard geckos, so I feed mine for the most part. I feed them mealworms for the most part. Sometimes they get crickets.
Will they
So they'll
eat the
get
spiders?
crickets tonight, then I'll get mealworms to keep in the fridge.
If I had one, would it eat spiders?
No, probably not.
Oh, never mind. Then I don't want him.
The spider would probably attack it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I get some big ass spiders that come here. Like I'm in Chicago, but I'm on the outskirts now, so it's like right here in this forest shit, and I don't like it because big ass bugs get in. So now I got to buy some Raid because it's winter time, and I think they're trying to get warm, so they're coming in here.
I'm telling you, don't buy Raid. That stuff does not work. Use thick soap water. It'll kill them.
Really?
Especially I had a hornet's nest, and I had one bottle of hornet spray here, and I went out and I got a new bottle thinking that the old one was expired or something. I went through both cans spraying the hornet's nest. They didn't die.
Really?
So then I YouTubed
I remember this actually.
I Googled it, and they said just use thick soap water, and it kills them instantly. And sure enough, it does.
That's good to know. See, I'm getting used to all this. There were always spiders at my old house too in Chicago, but we spray. I used to spray the Raid around the perimeter of the basement, and you just find tons of bugs all dead over there. Over here, I saw a big black spider in my bathtub. I'm like, nope. I'm like, I got some of my famous anti-cigar sponsors, and and then he fell, and I turned the shower on and washed him away. Oh, I thought that was a spider attacking me right there. It was just my ashes.
That's funny. I sprayed the same stuff on the couch the other day, the apple cinnamon.
Oh, yeah, I like this one. I just found it the other day. My mom's like, oh, Febreze works really well. So that's what I'm doing now. This turned into like a random, like some people have left. If you guys want to ask manifesting questions, you still can. Ink knows about manifesting too. But We got manifesting ghosts, Febreze chat, and life chat right now.
And big butts in Spanish.
Yeah, big butts in Spanish too. Let's get them colitos rocking, boys and girls.
Right? So fun. Yeah, I've got one video where I came up. I was just walking, and I came up, and I told there's this one grave, and she's got like a bunch of rocks and stuff on her grave, and I kind of I just reached down. I didn't ask permission. I just kind of felt her rose quartz that she had,
Mhm.
and I told her, I was like, I like your rocks. They're really pretty. Immediate response, I got to thank you.
Oh, I thought the response was going to be like, they're minerals, like
Yeah,
Breaking
right.
Bad. They're minerals, Marie.
This is medication, you stupid living person.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. See, I wanted to catch up on all your videos and stuff. It's like I might do that tonight. And then you said you got scouts, so you won't be able to join us, but me and Race Car are going to try and go live. Maybe we'll just do a live through, I don't even know where we should go live through. We got the comedy channel, and Race Car made a really good video, but the algorithm gave us fucking 60 views on it. He worked pretty hard on it through recycled footage. So we're going to have to, I paid to promote it just because he put the work in.
I mean, if I can get his, it's on TikTok, right?
Yeah, he's on TikTok. He's Race Car Randall. It's a black and white photo of him standing next to a car. He'll probably come up on your suggested because of me.
Okay, I'll look him up, and I'll if I can, I'll repost some of his videos to help get it pushed out.
Yeah, he's got, I think, actually, I don't know how many followers you got now. I think he's got more than both of us. Race Car had a couple fucking viral videos that boosted him back in the day.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm getting close to 3,000. Yeah, I'm getting close to 3,000.
See, you crushed it. That was one of your manifestations, too. You said you're going to blow up, and you did. And that's been only since August. So August, September, October. I didn't even get my time right. Less than 3 months. Look at you, blew up on your channel. So there you go.
Yep. I've had a lot of help from they're not grow rooms, but I go in the community building rooms,
Mhm.
and then every time now that I go live, I get at least 100 new followers.
That's awesome.
I mean, and I had the intention too that I was going to get some good responses from this, not just random crap that just comes through the box sometimes. And I really crushed that one. I mean, the stuff that comes through. I probably won't even do another cemetery walk until maybe this weekend, because after the Halloween walk, I really have to emotionally and mentally prepare myself to do another one.
Bring down the white light. That's what I used to get rid of a ghost before.
Well, I'm not worried about getting rid of the ghost. I just don't want to go in with a negative feeling. And right now, that negative feeling just hasn't left me yet. So.
Same thing with manifesting. You can't go in with that negative feeling, or the assumption is you're going in now. You're in their realm now. They're living in the 4D, and you're going in with the number one enemy to anybody messing with the 4D, manifesting wise or anywise. You're going in there with the one thing you're not supposed to have.
Exactly. It's like if you go into the ocean wearing a steak skirt,
Yeah.
expect to get bit.
Yep.
So yeah, I just want to get myself mentally right, and then I'll go back and I'll do it. And there's no rush. This isn't my business. I just do it for fun.
Yeah.
And I did get out and start doing it. I got on TikTok literally to get my mind off of SP
Mm-hmm.
and to make myself happier and just do stuff. And then as soon as I did, and I stuck with my affirmations, everything started coming through.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw that. Everything blew up once you focused on you. Then we still got 3 viewers left. What did Ink do? She went out and prioritized herself. All her manifestations came rolling in, and she went out and found her passion, which is cemetery walks, and that's her passion, and she succeeded.
I still like doing the comedy too. I was thinking
You do,
maybe I
yeah.
should change my channel to be
Ink did-
just to have 2 channels, one just strictly cemetery walks and then one comedy. But I was like, yeah,
Spook-
F it.
you could do-
we can have funny time with ghosts. So.
Yeah, you could do spooky and funny, or
Yeah.
spooky, funny, and beautiful.
Or something like that.
You do all 3. Keep your main
I'm just
name.
having fun with it. TikTok's I've met a lot of amazing people, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah. I wish, because you're doing the lives more than me and stuff now at this point. TikTok has always been it's not been a struggle. The comedy stuff took off for a while. Mystic channel did pretty good. I did promote a couple of the videos, but I think the first video I ever posted on here for the Mystic page hit 15,000 views. That boosted us up. And then I had 3 videos hit pretty big. And then that boosted this channel up, and then we got we got 1,000 or almost 1,100 people now on YouTube. So what do you call it? I lost my train of thought. Never mind. I get it. The point is, we grew a channel. I don't know. I'm gonna run for president.
And you'd still have Biden trumped. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I'll be like, at least half my stuff's making sense sometimes. Now, if I made that joke on the comedy channel, I'll get flagged already.
listen, I'm just really glad it's like elections are coming up because gas prices drop.
I saw
time
that.
elections get near. So I'm like, yeah,
Whoever was manifesting lower gas prices, we did it. We made it.
exactly. Every November.
Oh, and then I see we got another viewer too. Look at, and if you're not on, the people on YouTube can't see it, but this is Ink's handiwork, the whole thing. Designed the logo for the channel, and you did it drunk.
I did it drunk, partially
Yeah.
drunk. Yeah, sure did.
And then we just hired someone to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
My brother's like, what is that? Looks like it goes, looks like a gang symbol. I'm like, no, it says I am.
Yeah. We just made it fancy schmancy.
Yeah, and we throw the wolf on there because when you said sigil, honestly, I didn't know what a legitimate sigil was for like spiritual stuff, but I took the sigil as Game of Thrones where they had the wolf, the lion, all that stuff. So I thought that was a sigil. So that's why we had to add the wolf to it. As you get, I'm not even wearing the mystic hat today. I gotta get a haircut too.
It's really funny. I have a lot of people. I've had a lot of people lately ask me about sigils, and I was like, oh, well, this is what I know. I draw them for fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just realized too, you got the mystic wolf tattooed on you too.
Yep, sure do.
That was one of the biggest flexes I have was somebody actually got something I did tattooed on them. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but you also designed it too. Oh, look here, we do have our merch right here for everyone else on this channel.
Speaking of which, Ben was like really jealous and pissed off when I showed him the cup. He's like, what? How? What? I was like, back off, little boy. You got the hat.
Mhm. I was thinking about him in the hat today too. I was like, I wonder if he wore it so much. I don't know if he's a sweaty guy like me, but I know I won't wear hats that I've had signed by people because I'll sweat through it. I'm like, I wonder if he sweated it off or I have to sign another one or send one. So he's got a beat up one.
Where you signed it though, it was just under the rim. And
Oh, it's
then
like
as soon
close
as-
to here, right? Oh, wait, like down here, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as he got the hat, what I did was I Scotch guarded it,
Oh, okay.
the signature, so it wouldn't like rub off or anything. And it's still there. He wears it.
Okay.
I think it's still there. He's he didn't wear it to his dad's this weekend, but usually he takes it everywhere.
Well, that's good. I'm glad he likes it. I used to wear that like when I met my role model, Rich Piana. See, he made me feel like my role model, Rich Piana, when he signed my hat for me. And I'm like, I better sign a hat before I'm gone because Rich died before his time. He was like 45 when he died, I think, 46.
You aren't going anywhere, mister. I have spoken.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to come up to Chicago and speak to my grave,
Okay, oh, man.
or they're gonna have to scatter me,
Listen,
or they're gonna have to scatter me to the south.
Listen, I bring people with me, have them chew your ass out.
So who was it? It was my parents. My dad asked me the other day, goes, "Would you rather be buried or cremated?" I'm like, "You better not worry about that because you're gonna be the one first."
Right? It's funny though. We had to talk with my kids just recently, and my daughter just randomly brought it up. She's like, "When I die, I want my body separated in 3 pieces. I want to be thrown into a Japanese lake, an ocean, and made into a diamond." And I was like, okay. And then I told Ben, I was like, you could have your ashes put into a minute timer, and you could be part of family fun night. And it was like, okay, so now I need to be cut up into 4 pieces and be put into the minute timer with Ben. And Ben's like, no. I was like, holy crap! Can you just imagine that thing spinning around on its own?
Oh, yeah.
Fighting over each other.
Yeah, my answer was to my dad. I said, well, "When I die, throw me in the trash, like Danny DeVito. Just throw me in the trash.
I want to be turned into diamonds.
That would be cool."
I want to be turned into diamonds, and I want all my kids to like wear me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, turn me into a diamond and give me the lily, then she could throw it in the trash. Negative SP assumption. We're not gonna talk about it.
She might pawn you, but
Yeah, I'll be up there shop and be like you just whisper in her ear, "You seriously just huck me, you bitch."
75 bucks. Is that not worth to you?
Yeah, $5. No, you'll be standing there too, like on Toy Story. $5. Come on, Woody, you're worth more than that.
Oh man.
I'm so tired. I got like no sleep when I stayed at SP's house last night because I was helping her do stuff at her house, and I've had to do shit all morning. And we went to bed at like 11 at night, and she had to be up for work, so we're up at like 4:30 in the morning. So we got like 5 hours of sleep.
Gross.
Yeah.
Even with the time change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a time change too on Saturday. That's why we felt tired too, because she stayed here Saturday night, and then we stayed by her last night. And I'm just tired right now. I'm burned out. But
Thank God it's your day off.
yeah, I ran already. I took my hour ride to go pick up my meals and back. Made a call to ComEd to switch everything my way over here, and now I got to finish cleaning the place, and I got to do all that stuff for the inspectors to come back one more time. It's like, oh my god, so much shit to do. It's like I don't even feel like today. I told her I might work out with her, and she hasn't texted me. I haven't texted her. I did send her a message though because I did post the Mystic video on the Muscular Mystic, and I know she'll see it because she watched my other videos that I posted. I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, just so you know, things are good between us. I'm gonna give you a heads up. That's not about you. Things are good between us right now. That's just a state that I've been in before. It's the one I sent you a while ago. So I'm gonna post this, and I'm like, what if she takes it the wrong way? But I don't give a fuck really.
I mean, seriously, when you stop giving a fuck and just, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, so current SP, I kind of look at him sometimes, especially when I'm feeling like insecure, and I'm like, oh no, God, do I even want that? What? No.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
Yeah, it's easier to put yourself on a pedestal like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right now, it's like it's one of the biggest things I said to everyone is like know exactly what you want too, and it's like when you know what you want, then you're in a better
Honestly,
state. Like
that's the hard thing.
or if you're just focused on figuring yourself out.
Yeah. That's so hard. I personally don't know what I want anymore.
Yeah, I'm just kind of vibing with life right now. I'm just enjoying life at the moment. What comes my way comes my way. What doesn't. But it's like once I start getting some more desires, the only thing right now I'm focused on is building the Mystic community. If people want to be clients and stuff, focusing my all on the clients I get and focusing on my body. And in the meantime, it's like I said, the biggest thing is like detaching. Detaching doesn't mean you don't want your SP anymore. It doesn't mean that you gave up on your desire. It just means you trust the process of whatever you want happening whenever you want.
Well, you don't even have to trust the process, in my opinion. I don't believe half the stuff I manifest. I just keep telling myself it's going to happen, and it happens.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like I'm liking the robotic affirming too, because I've been lazy as fuck, to be honest, and it's been feeling a lot better to do it like that.
Yeah, that's why I manifest that way, because I am lazy as fuck, and I don't want to put any effort when it comes to manifestation or anything. And I don't even sit there and do it all day long. To this point, literally, I'll do it 5 minutes here and there, maybe, and then I go on about my day. I don't even care anymore, because now I've seen it just keeps coming in.
Yeah. It's like pretty much everything you're manifesting will always work out in your favor. And it's funny because one of the things, remember I told you before I wanted to teach SP about manifesting? Well, this weekend, we've hung out like 3 weekends in a row now, and I'm not even going to see her this upcoming week, maybe on Friday, but like she got asked to be a godmother for the first time in her life, and there's a baby shower and shit. So I said, you go do your thing, because I wanted to hang out with my friends this weekend, and it wound up working out perfect because she's going to go do that, and I'm going to go be with my friends. But one of the things that I was thinking was running for president, because I forgot. I was just like feeling more. Oh, I said I was going to teach her how to manifest, so I started telling her about like manifesting and stuff. And actually, one of the things, I don't know if she was doing it, she didn't tell me, because like she's like you know about her, so like she's very hard headed and like wants to do things her way. I told her how to pray through manifesting. and like visualize before you go to sleep. She goes, I'm already kind of doing that. And like basically one of these manifestations with a person in her life wound up coming true. And I was like, hey, what did I tell you? And she's like, yeah, well, I knew it was going to happen. I'm like, because it's your assumption. And then like this morning when she woke up, she's like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this shit. And then like I had my phone in my hand. I was about to go on social media. I'm like, hold on. And then she's like, what? And I'm like, threw my phone to the back. And I sit on the side of bed with her. I'm like, 5 things you're grateful for, go. And then like, and she's like, what? And I'm like, you woke up today. That's number one, because that's what she said is like the one thing she likes to do. So I'm like, gratitude. You're grateful you woke up. Hey, you have a job to go to. Sucks ass you got to go this early, but guess what? I'm gonna be up with you. I'm gonna go do my shit that I gotta do. So then we just went through like a whole thing of gratitude, and like our day was already like off to a better start.
Yeah, see, you work a lot harder than I do, like even with the gratitude and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even do that. I don't even do that. I'm just like, I wake, and here's the thing though, and what I will tell your viewers is if you're in a bad mood, stop, take a break. Don't try and manifest anything. Don't just give yourself a break. Don't burn out on this shit because it's not worth it. It's gonna still come to you.
Yeah. Whatever you do, when you trust the process like that, you're good. And I got actually, I think a success story right here. It says, from Pug Life says, hey, I got a story on paper, debt free, more of a answered prayer than a manifestation, but I'm debt free and had over 1,000 left over. There you go, Pug Life. You did it.
Yes.
I know. I believe you mentioned that earlier, like in not this live, but in a live a while back. That was one of your things about getting money up and stuff like that. And boom, there it is. And like one of my mini manifestation success stories was like I didn't want to pay $16,000 on a down payment for here, and then the end total came out to 12,000 something, and I wound up getting money back.
Yeah.
Over 7,000 in debt gone. There you go. And I got 9,000 on my credit card that I got the money to pay it off. I was trying to like prolong it, but I'm like, you know what? When I paid off like half of it today, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna pay it off.
Yeah. It feels so good when you do that.
Yeah. Because then I started noticing the interest. I never really paid attention to it, but I'm like, I was trying to be Reverend Ike and live that rich lifestyle, but I'm like, hey, you know what? A rich person will pay off their debt.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you think about it, you still have that 9,000.
Mm-hmm.
You still have it.
You can rack it up again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you try not to, but
yeah,
you still got it if you need it. That's why that reminds me, I've got a credit card payment I got to make.
Yeah. Oh, I got to call. Oh, that's my other thing I have to do today is I got to go stop in the mattress room. I bought a new bed. That was one of my manifestations. I bought a new bed so me and SP could break it. It's memory foam, so we could give it some scars, some trauma, and it will remember it. Yeah, some stains to remember. But I got to go find out like how that credit card works too, because I got a credit card for the bed, and I got to figure out how that works. Like when they're going to bill me or how I even fucking pay that. I didn't want to put it on my regular card.
Oh, I was about to say, well, watch the interest on that.
Well, no, it's zero down for 24 months. So it's like it's like $165 a month. So basically, if I make a bare minimum of one client a month, I could pay it off. Like one client a month, it cost me $15 a month.
Yeah, and you could do that easily.
Now to maintain the manifestation and call more abundance from there. Next goal is to pay someone back I owed for a while. There you go. See, it's all coming into fruition. Now it's like this maintaining that wealthy self-concept.
Persist. That's all you have to do.
I did remember like I think I was telling you like I was taking people on their word for a while. I did change this. Now this is like a new rule I set down, but I didn't announce it yet, so I'll announce it now. We got 4 viewers left, and then you and somebody else on here. So like with clients now, it's like it's just got to be paid up front and in full, because there was one person who's always trying to hit me up for like free coaching, and like I would give free advice too, like especially since in the beginning. But it's like how many times am I going to give you the same advice and you're not going to value it if it's free? You're just going to hit me up with the same question later. So I finally charged, and then she's like, "Oh, can I pay you back? Or can I pay you in a week?" I said, "Yeah." A week passed, nothing, and I'm like, "I'm gonna wait." And I just had this assumption. I'm like, I want to like not be a dickhead. I won't ask for the money too. It's like so. I'm like, I thought of it as being a good manifestation technique, like Neville, where he said he'll never ask people for money he lends out. He'll just visualize that they pay him, or he doesn't really give a fuck. So like that's kind of where I was coming from. It's like, is it going to cripple me if I don't get paid for it? No, it's just a lesson learned that like 99.9% of people I've done it for are all people of their word. This one time it didn't happen, but it's just like, okay, now no more free coaching for sure. And next time there's going to be a thing, unless you don't pay it up front, I'm not doing it because I'm not going to tell you the same thing and have the same discussion that's going to put me. Because the coaching is draining. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to sound like a bitch, but like I said earlier in the live, I'm going back to traumatic experiences to relate with you. So how many times am I going to drag myself back down into the past to show you it's not that hard? It's like I do it on the live on Mondays, where I put my energy in there. I try to book a lot of sessions on Monday and make my videos on Monday. So Monday is my Sunday for my work week, and I just drain myself today and then like go forward from there.
Yeah, I've been telling you for the longest time, stop
Yeah.
giving out free advice. I mean, you do it already.
Yeah,
So,
it's like everything you need. I put all the information for free on the channel. Everything is categorized. It's labeled, and I ramble 10 times more than I should. And I'll stay on a live, which is only supposed to be an hour. We're 2.5 hours in. Like even TikTok said, take a break. It said you've been on for 90 minutes.
breathe, dude.
Yeah, breathe.
Oh, I'm not live, so we can't do a battle.
Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah. I was wondering how that works. What does the coin by your name mean?
The coin by my name.
Yeah, because you're in a corner and it's got like a little coin by you that says 0. Does that mean you get donations too?
One coin. Wait.
I don't know if you see the same screen as me.
Get multiple points when viewers get. Oh, I guess I got no points or anything like that. I
Oh,
can go
okay.
live and we can do like a battle or something if you want, but I have to get off this.
No, that's okay because I'm gonna be jumping off in a few minutes anyway because I want to get this. I'll talk to Mattress Firm. I want to go work out and finish cleaning this place up and then go buy another smoke detector so I could pass this thing and then figure out how to fucking take the dryer apart so I could put a. There was no. I never noticed it. The dryer didn't have a vent, and it didn't click to me that it was getting fucking hot in my room when I was doing clothes.
Oh damn.
So apparently, the people who lived here before did that for years. Then my uncle lived here for a year, never noticed it. I lived here for a year, never noticed it. And then the inspector picked up on it. It's like, oh, I'm glad you did, at least on that one. That one you could justify. But now I got to get a plumber and get the water shut off here because I guess the shutoffs are on the outside, so you have to have it shut off. And then they prefer you have a real plumber instead of me doing the work. And I got to get all that stuff done.
Let's not get so full of lint.
That's what I'm saying. There's not. I clean out the lint trap after every thing, but my brother didn't really get to see because the inspector was there, but they reached in somewhere and pulled out a good amount of lint. So I'm like, oh shit. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm not doing. There's a laundry room downstairs. I've been doing my laundry down there now until I get that hooked up and out.
We had a vent one time, but it got so packed with lint that it almost caught fire.
Oh shit.
It started to catch fire, so I'm glad you're gonna get that taken care of.
Yeah, I might as well pick up a couple fire extinguishers too while I'm out.
Yeah, I've got a couple here at the house. Thank God I've never had to use them, but
Yeah, I've only had to use one once at work, and it was when a Bitcoin machine caught on fire at my other job, and I had to put it out. And the guy who was building the Bitcoin was like, "Hold on." I'm like, "I'm not holding on. Give me, throw it on the ground." And just I'm sorry, your thousands of dollars are out the window. I'm not dying today. I just clocked in.
the next big Chicago fire.
Yeah, it was in one of the oldest buildings downtown too. It's like, oh great, I'm not gonna let a historic building burn down for Bitcoins.
Right? I saved the history.
Yeah. Let's see what Pug Lips say. I'm also living though what I want to give. What I want to give is from blessed abundance, so I can keep coming. Break that bed. Break that bed. You need to clean those every 6 months. Yeah, I was looking. I'm like, it says every 3 months on mine. I looked at the thing that said every 3 months. So I'm like, all right, let me just. I might even have the maintenance guy look because there's no like at work. I got ceiling tiles to pop and look into shit. And it's drywall here, so I'm like, now I know why they cut a hole in the ceiling and shit. And they got the fucking vent capped off, and I'm like, why would you cap this off? So whoever was here before kept the motherfucker. And I'm like, all right, I don't know where it's venting to then, so I'm gonna have the building engineer come here. He knows this building better than me.
That's so crazy. I can't even imagine not. I mean, I've seen some places that don't have like the laundry access, or if they do, it's just the washer, and you have to like hang your clothes up or find someplace else to dry them. But if you have a dryer, I just can't imagine running it without a vent.
Yeah.
I've got to get a snake, one of those snakes with a brush at the end of it.
Oh yeah, I saw that actually in the store the other day too. I was wondering why it stuck out to me. It's like, oh, maybe it was one of those manifestations where it's like, all right, everything appears in your reality. You need them. Like, I might as well get that. But I didn't buy it, so I should.
I lost a piece of jewelry yesterday. and I was starting to get really bugged about it. And I said, you know what? No, F it. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm gonna find this. And I tell you what, it was like 20 minutes of me searching for this thing because it was tiny and it fell into the carpet. And then finally I was just like, I don't care. I'm gonna find it. I don't know when or how, but I'm gonna find it.
And the attachment.
3 seconds later, I spotted it it dug into the carpet. I was like, there it is.
I did the same thing at SP's house the other day. I was trying to put something together for her, and the screw was so small, and she's got dark colored floors. I dropped the black screw. I'm like, and she had shit all over because she's like redoing her house. I'm like, I'm not finding this motherfucker. I'm like, well, whatever. I'll find it, or I'll go pick up a screw from work. And then I was like, as soon as I said that, I like shoved the box with my foot, and it's right there. And I'm like, oh wow. Well, I was looking all over the place, and it was like the last thing. I just happened to be walking away after I gave up on it, and it's like right there.
Yep. It's like when you don't care anymore, that's when you get it.
Yeah. And the next we get a question on detachment too. It says, when you say detach from the outcome, do we continue to affirm or visualize, or do we have the attitude of it comes when it comes? So Nicholas, I would say the reason for the visualizing and the affirmations are to put you in that state. So if you feel the state slipping away, I would say go back and do the techniques. And you can still be detached from it. The techniques are designed to make you feel good. You're the tool that meant not saying it in a bad way, tool, but no, but you're the technique. You are the technique. You're the one who manifests. Those techniques are just to help put your mind in that state. Just like working out, your body is the result. Your manifestation is the result. Those techniques are just to do it to get there. And the detachment is like your rest day where your muscles are rebuilding and stuff. So like even when I was doing the balls to the wall manifesting and trying to manifest stuff, it was just like there were certain days where I didn't do the techniques because I didn't feel I needed to because it felt like it was done. So the attachment is also not giving up on it either. Like I keep saying, it's not giving up, it's trusting that it's already done.
Yeah, it's not, it's letting go of the need. You don't need this particular thing, you want it. It's letting go of the need, it's letting go of the importance of it, and just letting it come into you. And I'm not law of attraction at all.
Yeah, no, not law of attraction here.
No.
Law of assumption.
There is a thing that when we need something, we have more resistance to it.
Yeah.
So letting that need go just lets you relax and be like, okay, it's going to happen. I don't know when. I don't know how. That's not my circus. Those are my needs. So
yeah,
just let it come on in.
Because needing is a state. So you want to be in having.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with that, I'm gonna wind up letting you go because that cigar's starting to hurt my tummy a little bit.
Oh, no.
So I'm gonna drink some water, and I think I'll get off here, and then I'll go hit my workout, and then finish up all these chores I got today.
And take a shower so you don't smell like a
Yeah, why do you think I'm keeping my arms down like this somewhat? It's like nobody here can smell me, but I can smell the onions. I need to jump in the shower too.
All right, man. Have a good night tonight, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, enjoy yourself, and I'll remember to text you tomorrow or later on tonight. How do I turn this one off? But I'll see you later. We'll talk later.
All right, bye.
Bye. And then you guys who are still here, thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you derived some information from this. I could finally unplug the mouse now. Hopefully you enjoyed the time with Inked for what we did have. And thank you, Randy, for coming in. As you guys know, Randy, from what you saw earlier, Randy's my best friend. He's had a lot of manifestation success. Me and him might go to Cigar Lounge later and go live again. Up in the air, we might not go live. If we do, I'll put on there where we'll be doing it, whether it's on TikTok or on here. I'll only have my phone with me. So, as always, I believe in you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I've got 3 videos coming out. I posted a video today in the past 2 days. So, whatever it is, I love you guys. I believe in you. And we'll talk soon. See you next Monday. And the remote is backwards. All right. I'll see you.